For those who don't know, man, right now you tuned in to Carbon 12 Boxing Club with the one and only yours truly. You see what I'm saying? Once again, for those who don't know, tuned in with the one and only yours truly, Diego, Carbon 12 Boxing Club, random, random live. You know what I'm saying? If you don't know, now you know. You know what I'm saying? Welcome to the boxing world of 2026, where it's a lot of shit going on as far as the media goes. And we just gonna come on regular and see what's going on in the world, man. I think today is Thursday, and I say I think because at this point I just be fucking waking up. You know what I'm saying? But we definitely want to thank everybody who's been supporting Carbon 12 Boxing Club. You know what I mean? Whether it be through via the highlight reels or I'm saying, catching some of the lives and stuff like that. We got some people that's in different time zones, so it's definitely appreciated, man. You know what I mean? I'm figuring out that I got people. And shout out to everybody whoever just liked the live. You know what I'm saying? Definitely appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? Mad support. Oh man, that girl Rashonda, man, Miss Rashonda in this motherfucker, man. Hey, look what I got. Look what I got next to me, Miss Rashonda. Oh shit. Well, it's here. It's here in arm's reach. You know what I'm saying? But what's the word, Miss Rashonda, man? Where you been at? How you been? I hope all is well with you, man. I had to make you a mod too, man. You know what I'm saying? First, woman's mod of Carbon 12 Boxing Club. That means a lot. You know what I'm saying? We always value, especially black women. You know what I'm saying? Opinion in the sport of boxing. You know what I mean? In a world and in a climate where a lot of males tend to dominate with their opinions and things of that nature and often be wrong on a lot of shit. It's good to get the feminine energy's perspective sometime too as well. Well, not sometime, a lot of times in the sport of boxing, just to gauge what they may be saying. You know what I'm saying? When you around all this testosterone and shit like that, niggas be misseeing stuff sometimes. So you know how it go. What Rashonda say? Rashonda say I got me some cookies too. My bad, y'all. Can y'all still hear me? Please tell me y'all can still hear me. I might have to start my live over. Can y'all hear me though? Let me know. Can you hear me, Mr. Shonda? Are we good? Okay, perfect, perfect. So, Mr. Shonda say, I got some cookies too. Shout out to the cookies, man. We gotta have that. You know what I mean? She say, I've been good watching Greg's sermon yesterday. Greg went in too, didn't he? What's your thoughts on Keyshawn fumbling ass? Damn. So I didn't get to catch Greg. I caught Greg a couple of days ago. I don't think I got. Well, I think I did catch him earlier, but I want to say he might have went on later on. I didn't get to catch that one. So I ain't hear what the fuck he was saying. But what Keyshawn done did? It's crazy you say Keyshawn name though, cause I just seen Keyshawn earlier talking to Abdullah Mason again. So, but what G say about Keyshawn? I know G been I ain't gonna say he been cooking Keyshawn like he targeted in on him or nothing like that, but he definitely been, and I think a lot of the shit he's saying is definitely warranted. You know what I mean? In reference to Keyshawn, but I think Keyshawn is kind of I don't know right now. Damn, first blunt of the day. Shit, that power pack, man. That power pack had your ass right here in tune with your lungs and shit. You feel me? That boy Jack Daniels say, "Take a hit for me. I got piss in a cup." Damn. I'm gonna take another hit for you, brother, man. You know what? Go ahead and piss in the cup faithfully, man. Hold your chin up. You know what I mean? Cause I ain't gonna tell you to do nothing wrong. You know what I'm saying? But let the force be with you, brother. I appreciate everybody who liking the live too, man. Shout out, we got Miss Rashonda in this motherfucker, man. You know what I'm saying? Definitely nothing but mad love for her. You see what I'm saying? And anybody who tuning in and tapping in, you know what I'm saying? We appreciate y'all because all this shit be random. But let me see what Rashonda say. Rashonda say, uh, and welcome to Jack, man. You know, you're more than always welcome to pull up. You know what I'm saying? We talk a lot of different boxing talk. I have some of my brothers on here too, like Empty the Clip. You know what I'm saying? That's a good brother for y'all who don't know. You know what I'm saying? Definitely tap in with him on TikTok. He on YouTube. Was very, very great brother. You know what I'm saying? Highly intelligent as far as when it comes to the boxing shit. And a fair person. You know what I'm saying? So definitely tap in with him. My brother 2 Cents. You know what I'm saying? We got GHB TV, Greg. You know what I'm saying? The Sensei. And then we got Washington. We got Fighting Words with Bang. You know what I mean? Shout out to my brother. Oh man, we got Tago, my brother Tago. I can't forget, man. Tago, I gotta get you on one of my. I got Clip. I done got Greg. I done had Clip on here. I definitely gotta cook more with Clip, but I definitely gotta get you on this motherfucker too, Tago, because I be really wanting to chop it up with you more. You know what I'm saying? But you know, we be on these panels and there be a lot of just niggas be everywhere when they be talking and shit, and niggas be caught up in going back and forth. So some of the brothers I be really wanting to build with and just get their input on a lot of this shit. I'm a humble spirit too, so I play my role and fall back. You know what I mean? So definitely, for sure, Tago, man. A matter of fact, I'm gonna tell 2 Cents to send me your number or however. You know what I'm saying? Cause it's crazy. I was just talking to 2 Cents the other day, and we was talking about you and shit. You know what I'm saying? And some of the brothers. So definitely, bro, definitely. And shout out to 2 Cents, man. That's man. 2 Cents one of the realest niggas, man. I this shit wasn't even, man. That's my dog though, man. I fuck with 2 Cents for real. Outside of the boxing shit, bro. You know what I'm saying? Clip too. You know what I mean? Greg too. You know what I mean? So I definitely got to tap in with you, Tago, for real, because I definitely could tell you be authentic and you remind me of myself in a lot of ways where you just if you ain't fucking with some shit, you ain't fucking with it. And I be wanting to be like that more, but I know I could kind of, that energy. You got to be around certain motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody try to, motherfuckers try to gaslight you and do all these mental gymnastics and shit when niggas just be straight to the point and thorough. So I love thorough brothers and you know what I'm saying, shit like that. But I'm gonna definitely hit 2 Cents up and we gonna put that together for sure, man. Cause I definitely be liking your takes and not even it's good when you can talk boxing with people, but me on my channel I talk about a lot of different shit. You know what I'm saying, as far as with boxing, but I analyze a lot of these. I remember these fighters are humans too, so I try to go outside of the boxing narratives all the time. You know what I mean? And just have some real dialogue and shit. It don't even gotta always be about boxing. But what Rashonda said, she said he pressed Mason and Greg went in on his ass. Oh damn, well that's crazy because I just seen that earlier. Said Key got picks and I agree. Damn. Greg cooked him like that. Greg on his McNugget. And I ain't gonna lie. And we all got our certain ones. Sometimes it be Tank for me. I ain't gonna lie. You know what I mean? But sometimes it be Devin for other niggas. It don't be Devin for me. Like I call out what I see, just in any boxer. I ain't got no favor. You know what I'm saying? Like towards a person, so where if it is what it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know niggas be wanting a nigga to talk down on Boots. I just ain't seen nothing to talk down on bro about. You know what I'm saying? How he live his lifestyle and how he carry himself. You know what I'm saying? Like, shit. It's the similarity with Bud. Shit, Bud ain't really give niggas too much to talk about. You know what I'm saying? In a negative light. Niggas, certain fighters just want to kick ass. You know what I'm saying? And that's the ones, if you're a thorough brother or sister, that's what you gonna probably gravitate to more. You know what I'm saying? And then when you see other shit going on that niggas be doing, and you know how niggas be playing with this shit, like it's a whole bunch of fighters that's successful in the sport that's getting opportunities like this shit can't be snatched away from you. You know what I'm saying? So, but damn, Rashonda. Okay, Greg Cook. I gotta check him out. Shout out to if you don't know, watch GHBT, man. GHBTV, excuse me. For sure, my brother Greg, man, real solid brother. Got to meet Greg. You know what I mean? I knew Greg was solid before I met him, so it be always, it just let me know a nigga like me on point with my Dragon Ball Z radar. You know what I mean? For the fuck shit, my shit be fuck nigga alert, fuck nigga alert. You know what I'm saying? So I be, that's why I don't really even be caring to come on panels nowadays. If I do come on motherfucking panels, cause I really fuck with them. You know what I'm saying? And if I don't, it's probably because I just ain't catch them. Because I'm still transitioning to this YouTube shit. You know what I'm saying? Brothers like Tago, Clip, you know what I'm saying? Greg for sure. Uh, you know what I'm saying? 2 Cents, brothers like y'all keep me, you know what I'm saying? And then got Sister Rashonda, you know what I mean? I don't really care about the niggas too much. When the women fucking with your shit, you know what I'm saying? That mean a lot to me. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, just to see a lot of the brothers, you know what I'm saying, coming in sync with each other, motivating each other, seeing, all right, Greg got this shit going on. Greg hit 20,000. Okay, this shit possible. I remember Greg ain't even had no YouTube channel. He was just on YSM. So you got brothers like Tago putting the work in, Clip definitely putting the work in on multiple platforms. You got Bang putting the work in. You know what I'm saying? You know, then you got your brothers that you need like 2 Cents in the chat. You got sisters like Miss Rashonda, Lady J. You know what I'm saying? So man, yeah, you know, I'm glad that I was able to get onto this YouTube shit and get around some right brothers because it's from what I do see, from the little I do see, because the ancestors be protecting me. Some of this, a lot of this shit, I don't see the bullshit because it ain't meant for my spirit. But I do be hearing a lot of people talk about different boxing platforms that don't be knowing what the fuck they be talking about. They be clickbaiting and just saying whatever. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, it's good that I was able to get around some good brothers and some sisters that actually care about the sport and the fighters. You know what I'm saying? Tago say facts. Uh. Oh, you Tago was in there with G. What he was cooking? What he was saying? What he was saying about Keyshawn? Tago. But Tago say facts. G was in rare form. Ah, damn. And G had, and I told him, but man, G cooked on. It wasn't. It probably was like 3 lives ago now. But man, that nigga was cooking like one of the old lives. Like I'm talking about when we used to be where the panel lit, the panel got his own shit going on, and the chat got their own shit going on. Niggas in the chat cooking niggas on the panel and in the chat. Like, you know, back in the it was man, it was a period of time for sure. Not saying G shit don't be lit now. You know what I'm saying? But you know, G growing and G to me is showcasing a lot of patience and some of these people who he do allow to get on the platform, on his platform, and you know, and I think you should. You got to be able to assess the consumers and what other people are saying to make sure that you on point, as well as you maybe could, you know what I mean, keep you with some humility and grounding. You know what I mean. So shout out to G. But when he be cooking, you know when G get to that point where he don't give a fuck, when he ain't on no politically correct shit. Not saying that's what he be on, but you know, like it. I think me and Two Bit was saying like how, you know what I mean, like a nigga is growing. He's growing. So you know what I mean? You can't just go out here and be reckless with a lot of shit. You gotta it's a business and a brand too to this shit. You know what I mean? And boxing is business first. Shout out my brother 2 Cents in this motherfucker, man. Let me see what Rashonda see. Oh no, let me see what Tago see first. Certain fighters just piss niggas off with the shenanigans. And they do, Tago. That's 1,000% correct. You know what I'm saying? So I'd be loving to hear other brothers, cause man, it's so much on this internet shit. You could either go with what your algorithm gonna put in front of you, or you could get the deep diving for shit. So when you know I ain't committed to a lot of the bullshit and shenanigans. So, but to hear, sometimes you need to hear what the bullshit and the shenanigan is, and maybe it's another brother that had the patience and the time and the due diligence that he brought forth to dissect the shit the way he could bring it to a motherfucker like me who might not have the patience that day. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, but we definitely don't be with the shenanigans. You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't be with that shit. We want to see fights. You know what I mean? So, shout out my brother Tago. We got Rashonda. She said, I like him in the ring, but outside of the ring, he do the most. I just can't with the shit. He do that shit he did to Mason really pissed me off. That young man be on chill. Why fuck with him? Damn. You know what, Miss Rashonda? You got a point. You know, he kind of, when I heard him talking to Abdullah, he kind of was giving me you know who made 2 good characters when they was around each other, from what I noticed on the video, was was Keyshawn and T.O. And I think T.O. actually was more of a character than Keyshawn. But I don't know. I think from what I seen with him and Abdullah, I think it's almost kind of like how you see in the hood, like the big bro and little bro type chemistry. I think Abdullah's just a how would I say it? A well put together young brother. You know what I'm saying? His spirit seems to be pure. He seems to be a student of the sport. You know what I mean? And not even on no shit like how I would say Shakur look like he watched film. I'm not sure if Abdullah watches film or not, but just far as eye test talent, he has his father and brothers as well. So he come from a tutelage that's gonna keep him, on point. If he isn't, getting that, that student aspect of watching maybe previous fighters. If he isn't, I would definitely recommend for him to do, because if he'll kill an assassin without tapping into some of the greats and what they was doing. He anything he add from to his replica from back, back then to what he got going on now is gonna exalt him even more. You know what I mean? But I just feel like you said, 2 Cents, he a very poised young brother, man. I love to see it. I just don't think his character is of somebody who is with, like how Tago was saying, the shenanigans for real. He one of them young niggas in around the way that's just like, but then he put them gloves on, laced them bitches up, he finna kick some ass. You know what I'm saying? So that, I think he just one of them, and I think Keyshawn know that, so he just playing on it. Like, this shit a game for Keyshawn. When you got a nigga who say he done been drinking in camp, he done been smoking, like you can't take nothing he do serious. You know what I'm saying? Like, which is the unfortunate part about it, because when it's time, when he want niggas to take him serious, now he don't understand that you gave niggas a million and one reasons why not to take you serious. So, but he fuck around, and that shit end up backfiring on him, trying to and I ain't gonna say necessarily he trying to little boy Abdullah, because I don't feel like you can. I think Abdullah talent speaks for itself. You know what I'm saying? But just trying to little boy Larry him continuously. This is the second time I done seen him. I seen him do it at the fight. You know what I'm saying? When they had the press conference. When Abdullah, I forgot. I think Abdullah was fighting. Was he fighting Knowles or somebody? And Keyshawn was fighting. Who the fuck was he? I don't know. I can't even remember. But it was before the Jermaine Ortiz fight, I think. So, to see that interaction and things. So this is the second time trying the shit, but he know Abdullah. He know. He know. He know Abdullah one of the ones. But I'm gonna be real. I don't think Abdullah ready for Keyshawn right now though. I'm gonna just be real. Tago said he was on Keyshawn Bumper. Tusa say G a real coach. Niggas forget that. Facts. Facts. That's a big fact. That's a big fact. Man, I'll go pro right now if G would be my coach. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'll go pro right now, and I'll listen to everything G tell me to do. He might have some trouble with me on the conditioning aspect, because I be smoking Joes and shit, and getting high off the gas. But that's just gonna only be more of my challenge to get right. I feel I'm 37 years old. I feel like if G coach me right now, I go in, I go in this, because I'm gonna be dedicated. Anything I do, I'm dedicated. I don't give a fuck what it is. And you need motherfuckers like G. G not for to tell you nothing wrong in the corner. So all you gotta do is be able to execute it. It's just if you're gonna be able to execute the shit. You know what I'm saying? And I do know that gray area of having somebody who's seeing what's going on tell you what to do, and it's like it won't transition into your psyche, your logic. Like your mind saying, hearing this shit, your ears hearing it, but it's not matching. So that's where your willpower. There's a lot of shit that we get to see in the sport of boxing. We seen even just from the Jesse Hart situation. Jesse Hart, talented skill set, brother, you know what I'm saying, as far as it came from boxing. But when it came time when Greg was telling him what to do, which we know Greg stamped cocaine, pure, the cocaine with the stamp on it. But you still gotta, your body still has to be able to transition that shit. So that's when you tap into ego, willpower, and all these other different things that people should be considering in camps. You know what I'm saying? Rashawn said, go watch his live from yesterday. He said Key must be scared of Andy Cruz because he didn't have that energy for him and his daddy and Dalo. Yeah. I don't think G wrong for calling Keyshawn out on nothing that he's calling him out on. You know what's crazy is Cause I was on a live on Clip Live and I was talking shit about Keish with Greg, and rightfully so, and very warranted to do so. I still stand on what I was saying about Keyshawn, but something is like I can't really. And this is kind of a consideration that I'm doing. I did it with Charlo. I don't need to talk to 1,000,000 people to get a different of to validate my eyes on what the fuck I see. You know what I'm saying? But it be the grace that because I'm on these platforms and I easily hear niggas sprinkle, don't know if they want to throw salt or rice on an entertainer or a boxer or just somebody black period. Like I'm just at the age now where I'm maturing to where I'm like, all right, before I just jump out here, cause I don't have no problem with jumping out there and standing on the shit and being wrong on some of it. But I'm gonna break down on why I'm wrong. I'm sure, even though I might be statistically wrong, what the fuck I'm seeing, you know what I'm saying, is gonna be valid because I don't know these people and I ain't got no negative intentions on, you know what I'm saying. Just like I said earlier, Boost is who Boost is. Bud was who Bud was. They ain't really give us too much to really, as far as the antics and the shenanigans, like Tego was saying earlier, to really, you know what I mean? Like, I don't want to talk shit about Tank, but when we go, if it's public information and it's out there on top of what I'm just assuming from reading body language, decisions, choices in life, do I really gotta know a motherfucker to really know? I mean, I'm gonna have a grace level of consideration to where I don't know this motherfucker, but shit, I done stayed out a lot of situations that were detrimental because I made the right decision of analyzing a person from afar. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of my analyzation comes from public information. So, with saying that to say with Keyshawn, I can't really assess what the fuck he's doing now, and what his intentions is. Personally, don't know him, of course, right? But not even to go there. I'm just saying public information wise, and it's kind of making me slow to give my opinion on it, only because, like I said earlier, previous lives, him and Ryan is kind of tricky right now. To was I wasn't I was sold on To one shit and wasn't gonna do shit. You know what I'm saying? But it's something kind of that I'm still gauging with both of these fighters, Ryan and Keyshawn in particular, as far as what they do outside of the ring compared to what they're doing in the ring. So I'm gonna say this. You know, do I think Keyshawn beat Jermaine Ortiz? I've seen a better Jermaine Ortiz. I'll say that much. When versus the fight night of when he fought Keyshawn, I felt like Jermaine Ortiz came in a lot more heavier. Just from I'm not saying he did on a scale. I'm saying through observation, he looked like he was a lot more heavier than what I'm used to seeing him. You know what I'm saying? And to me, Jermaine Ortiz for some time has been having a fatigue issue. You know what I'm saying? Which is why I liked him against To, but I had seen I can't remember who the fuck Jermaine Ortiz fought before he fought To, but he was putting on better performances to me. Now one can say that he fought To a different styles when he fights. I understand that, but I'm saying as far as his conditioning and shit like that, his choices that you know what I mean, in punch selection and stuff, it seemed more put together. Around that time he fought To, and a little bit after that, I started noticing him kind of like, well, I'm like, I don't know what the hell, I don't know what kind of Jermaine we gonna get. So what Keyshawn did to Jermaine in there, I wasn't surprised. Now I want to go to Andy Cruz. What you were saying, Rashonda, I feel like it is crazy that, like G said, that he not fighting or talking shit to Andy Cruz. Now that could be down the road shit that they're building for. I don't know. But even if you building for down the road, you still gotta obtain and conquer whatever tasks is at hand. That, as far as the fighters that you fighting, you know what I'm saying. So I personally think that he definitely needs to speak to why, like, and truthfully speak to the De Los Santos shit. Why you ain't taking on the Andy Cruz shit, but then you trying Abdullah. So from that angle, I could 1,000% see why Greg went in on him And what you said too, Rashad Defies, like not fucking with how he approached Abdullah. You know what I'm saying? Clearly Abdullah needed a little bit more time. Not saying Abdullah ain't the shit, but he's young. You know what I'm saying? And shit, you know, a lot of people try to put Keyshawn and Shakur on the same level, but really Keyshawn younger than Shakur. I think Shakur was advancing in the sport. You know what I'm saying? Correct me if I'm wrong. As far as on journeys, if you compare the two journeys, Shakur is kind of like in that that boots kind of like class. You know what I'm saying? As far as when we saying media wise, because I remember the similarities of Shakur and Boots not getting fights, whether it been on some promotion shit or fighters not wanting to fight him. You know what I mean? I think Keyshawn has had the level of advancement because he's been able to train with Shakur and Terrence, right along with Shakur. Just like Terrence helped Shakur out, he was helping both of them out. And then both of them, Shakur and Keyshawn, grounded themselves to be able to, have interactions with Floyd. You know what I'm saying? Which we know, I'm sure Bud done. If he ain't sparred Floyd behind the scenes, he definitely done picked his brain. You know what I'm saying? So I think when you surrounding yourself, and Andre Ward, can't forget Andre Ward. When you got boxers that done came before you, and you either picking a brain or you sparring them and shit like that, I think that does put you at a level of advancement. So I think Keyshawn talks from that type of perspective and level to where he kind of looks down on other certain fighters. You know what I'm saying? But it's only so long he gonna be able to do that type of shit with Abdul. You know what I'm saying? In my personal opinion, But he gotta definitely see Andy Cruz, and I think a lot of people didn't give Andy Cruz his just due and credit when he fought Matala. The pressure to me was more on Matala because I felt like he didn't just dominate Cruz. In my opinion, he didn't. I felt like if for Cruz, well, Andy came up right, so for him to do that and not get flushed, didn't get dropped, didn't get knocked out, didn't really just like look bad in the fight at all. To me, that should put motherfuckers at 135 on notice, you know. But I'm wondering why. What was the true meaning for Andy Cruz to come up from 130 to 135? Like, I'm sure it was something. Maybe to test 135 out and see, you know what I mean? If he would have been able to pull that shit off and get that belt, ooh. But then what? Let's just say he would have did that and then fought somebody, had a tough fight after that. Then niggas would have said, "Oh well, maybe he rushed up from 130." So I don't know. It's so many different ways you can spin it and look at it. You know what I mean? But Andy Cruz gonna be that one for sure. I'm interested in seeing him and Abdullah Mason fight. You know what I'm saying? That'll be a great fight. Before I want to see Abdullah fight Keyshawn. Because I think Keyshawn does have more experience, of course, right now. But talent wise, I think Abdullah presents himself as being more of a disciplined boxer. You know what I mean? And I respect that about Abdullah, especially for him to be the age he is. He ain't out here bullshit. You know, I was trying to say he should go back and fight Santos, give us what we want. Yeah, he definitely got to do that. He got to fight De Los Santos. You know what I'm saying? He definitely got to. I don't know why. Mm, I don't know. Maybe he will. He's saying that he already got. I think he said he's supposed to be fighting the summer and in the fall. I mean, it's Keyshawn though, so I don't know. He could be lying. He could just be saying this shit. But he's saying for sure. I know we should be seeing him pretty soon. So I don't know, but all the antics and shit that he got going on, I think he's trying to build his media presence. I think boxing is shifting into independent. Well, there's a tug of war between independence right now for the boxer, and I think it's affecting and impacting the promotion aspect and the old school politics. You know what I'm saying? So I think we're seeing more of an independent shift, which is why you're starting to see certain boxers accumulating or trying to accumulate financial advancement, and whether it be through streaming on YouTube or Rumble, what's the other shit, Twitch, all these other platforms. Like they know that they can generate, some form of entertainment. I don't mind the entertainment aspect from Keisha. I actually think it kind of gives the opportunity to see another side of him. You know what I'm saying? Because I do. That's one thing I always loved about Floyd. Floyd was entertaining. Like when niggas was hating Floyd, I love Floyd. Like Floyd was a black man kicking ass and standing on it, and like he really Floyd paid his just due, and I don't think that's what a lot of the boxers. I feel like a lot of them be getting flushed out. The ones who tried to take on that Floyd blueprint, but they don't go back to Pretty Boy Floyd and see the grit, the broken hands, and Shakur and certain fighters is kind of getting to notice see that. Boots getting to experience the niggas don't want to fight Pretty Boy Floyd aspect type of shit. You know what I mean? So and I think they making the right assessments. But I think maybe Keyshawn maybe with the entertaining shit, it's I don't mind the shit talking, but it's just like at some point that shit gotta cease. You know what I'm saying? We're trying to say he walking around talking about how nobody want to fight him, so why not fight the man that you miss weight on? Yeah, he trolling. He trolling. He definitely trolling on that shit. What to say? Personally, I don't give a fuck about the attitude. But if you're gonna engage in the bullshit, carry it. That's what I'm saying too, man. That's what I'm saying. Like I don't mind it. Floyd was one of the only niggas that conquered boxing. The nigga went, took a break and was dancing with the stars. Floyd, I don't think niggas understand. That's why I be saying footwork is a motherfucker. I love footwork. That nigga took the footwork from the boxing ring and took it to Dancing with the Stars. Floyd was on that bitch getting tens. Floyd was not only remembering combinations for fights, but remembering dance patterns for different. Cause remember on the Dance of the Stars shit, you might have to salsa dance this week. You might have to do some old shucking and jiving shit that they was doing to Sugar Ray Robinson. You know what I'm saying? So if you're gonna be doing entertainment shit, you know what I mean? Set the precedence. Be somebody. To me, I feel like right now Keyshawn should have been, and I think he kind of did, but it's so easy to like, kind of give people a different look to where they like, all right, I could fuck with Shorty, like he, you know what I mean. But then it's so quick. He'll do some weird ass. I think Keyshawn's short bus. I think Keyshawn's short bus. The short bus don't come through the neighborhood no more, y'all. You ain't seeing this shit come through the neighborhood no more. So you got motherfuckers who really was on the short bus. They got drip on now. They wearing chains. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it ain't just the niggas. Some of these shorties is short, but the females, they short bus. They short bus shorty too, man. You know what I'm saying? So they've done blended everybody in. You know what I mean? And I ain't saying nothing too crazy because motherfuckers can't wait to cry mental health in this time, in this generation that we living in. So, hell. But I agree 1,000%, man. Shout out to everybody who done hit the like button. It's Carbon 12 Boxing, man. We definitely appreciate everybody for pulling up. I got 2 cents in here. Miss Rashonda had the brother Tago. You know what I'm saying? Shout out my brother Empty the Clip. You know what I'm saying? GHBT, Greg Hackman. You know what I'm saying? Washington, Mill, Fighting Words with Bang. Shout out to the good brothers, man, that's putting in the work. You know what I mean? Short bus key, yeah, man. But what I give him his credit on, I don't know if he was lying. I don't know who would fucking lie about drinking in training camp. But the nigga said he be drinking. He wake up kissing the bottle. You know how you gotta be a different type of breed to wake up and your shorty right next to you eh, and reach over and grab the bottle. You kiss the bottle before your girl. Damn. You know what I'm saying? So he before then he was hitting the gas. I'm just mad he wasn't coming over. He wasn't coming over to get from out the jar. You know what I'm saying? Like I got this shit in the jar, nigga. Like look, come help me pay a bill or two, nigga. You know what I'm saying? If you gonna be fucking up, if you gonna be out here fucking up on your drug test, let it be because you got it from me. Blame it on me, nigga. Shit. But, you know, when you dealing with a motherfucker like that who telling you, you know what I mean, what the fuck do we risk? Like I said, if we know a motherfucker, if we can identify a motherfucking short bus, he's short bus ready. He licking the window and shit, football helmet, backwards, sitting in the second seat of the short bus. If a motherfucker, you know what I mean, they telling you what's going on, we gotta take it for face value. It's public information. Ain't like we digging this shit up. So you never know what you gonna get. Now, what I'm saying is all that to say, what I would hope he's gonna do is actually take all that shit he's doing and deliver in the ring every time. Oh, that's what he better fucking do. Or he gonna get cooked. You know what I'm saying? We've seen it. Just like you can use this social media shit to build your brand and your face and troll. We seen it happen. Brian Norman Senior, Auntie Ash. You know what I'm saying? Auntie Sco. You know what I mean? We seen it. So you know, people got to be careful. You know what I mean? On how they, what they doing, and how they present themselves. And to me, when you getting money like how these motherfuckers is getting, you not, cause you know, for the average American nigga ain't nothing but a paycheck away from being broke. It's crazy. You got motherfuckers get on the internet cap and act like they got this shit all figured out. They put down the motherfuckers just posting pictures with the drip on and shit. Like niggas is not nothing but a paycheck away from being broke. So to see some of these entertainers, these boxers get money, and to hear some of the shit that come out their mouth when it's like, bro, you not coming from the a nigga when Mike was coming and transitioning, at least in how I was presented in my mind in the '90s, he was like, this is a Brooklyn nigga. He coming straight out the projects with it. You know what I'm saying? Mike was that. So like when Mike bit a nigga ear, like yeah, it was fucked up, but it was like it's Mike, nigga, like. He took it to another level. We hadn't seen no shit like that before. But like Mike was out there punching trees. He was beating up news motherfuckers, niggas who coming up with the camera. Like he really owned his character in boxing. Like he was every bit of the epitome of that. And to see Mike transition in his later years, we understand it. We was there to see Mike transitions for better and worse. You know what I mean? We can't even really get to it for better or worse with a lot of these entertainers or boxers now, because it just be like, bro, you never was really that, and you left too much on the floor for us to, think that you wasn't that, only to not be that. You know what I'm saying? So Mike was Mike. You know what I mean? You know, you had to be a nigga named Mike in that in the time when Mike was coming out. Nigga, you had Michael Jordan, Michael Jackson. Come on, man. Niggas whose name was Mike was kicking ass and whatever they was doing at that time. So Mike knew what was going on. He had a name he had to uphold. And Mike was thrown. Mike knew he was short bus. We knew Mike was short bus. You know what I'm saying? Mike told motherfucker, I'm gonna eat your kids. We knew Mike was short bus. But we love Mike. Short bus and all. Cause Mike was gonna knock a nigga the fuck out in 20 seconds. We got, I was pissed off at Mike a couple fights because he was getting niggas out of there too quick. God damn, Mike, we just bought 4 boxes of pizza, man. We ain't even opened the pizza box up. You know? So, but yeah, Keyshawn better live up to the Emmys. You know? It's crazy. Because I really could talk shit about him for real harder and harsher. But to hear that Greg done already cooked this toast, and shout out to my man's Oskino, this shit, I might, you know what I mean? I might have to check out what G say. But I'm an unpredictable person. You know what I'm saying? So I'm kind of, like I said, him and Ryan Garcia is very unpredictable right now to me. So before I just crash out and go in, which don't get it fucked up, I got some crash out for Keyshawn. Trust me. I'm pretty sure I done had lives on here where I have of him just bullshitting and just playing. But now that I identify that he's short bus ready. Now I got to really, you know what I'm saying? Because this is Carbon 12 boxing. this is the laboratory. You know, in the laboratory, you be having different formulas and shit. You know what I'm saying? Different elements come in contact with each other. So now that I see Keyshawn short bus, he short bus shouty. You feel me? You know what I mean? Now I got to see what's really going on. What's up, Jeff? I got to see what's really going on with him. You know what I mean? So give me probably 2 to 3 weeks. I'm gonna be fair. I'm gonna sit back and assess. You know what I mean? We're trying to say, yeah, you definitely got it back and watched the live from yesterday. Yeah, I'm gonna check him out. You know, I love Greg, bro. I caught him earlier that day, but I didn't. You know what I'm saying? I didn't get to catch him later on. And sometimes, you know, like I say, whatever I miss, I be missing because it either be the ancestors gonna be I don't be needing to see that shit, or some of my brothers, all my brothers is assassins, man. They are from man, bro. If y'all knew how much shit 2 Cents be on, like with the boxing shit, you know what I'm saying? Not saying niggas don't be wrong. We ain't always right about shit, but you'll never know. But 2 Cents a nigga who gonna be in that chat. But he got a purpose though. He, you know, and two man play his role and he support. But two man, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Know a lot of shit. But I say that to say, like, man, sometimes it'd be good that I don't be getting to catch some of my brother shit because they all assassins and it won't be shit for me to talk about. Or it gonna be just sounding like we a echo chamber. You know what I'm saying? Like this nigga said this. But when I do be hearing certain shit and amongst each other, like that's why I say some. I really like to sit back and let my brothers cook. Not because I don't got nothing to say, but it just be good to hear. Like, all right, I ain't tripping. I ain't tripping. I'm thinking the same shit. And this nigga smoke weed too, just like me. He on a whole different time zone, maybe. You know what I'm saying? Or this sister, and then they cooking. So I'm just, you know what I mean? I love to see other people. I'm a point guard at heart, for real, for real. I ain't never been the nigga. I love and respect Kobe. You know what I'm saying? But I ain't never been. I'm a team motherfucker, so I like to. So sometimes I don't be getting to catch people because it be meant for me not to catch they shit because we be covering. We be so much on point with each other, bruv. Which be so. It just be so in the matrix with it that you know we'll be up here sounding like an echo chamber, man. For real. But shout out to all the bros, man. Shout out to all the bros for sure. But I'm definitely gonna check Greg's shit out because I know. Hey man, he was cooking them one. He was cooking that nigga one time before. It might have been a live I was saying. It wasn't. It was like 3 or 4 lives ago. He was cooking from the beginning to the end. It wasn't just Keyshawn. I think it was Clarissa. And it wasn't even like he was cooking them like on no hating type shit. It was on some how G be like how G cook, like how every nigga I fuck with cook in their own way. Like it was one of them old lives. Damn near the chat lit. You know what I'm saying? Like it went, I don't even think he was on there with nobody. It was just him. You know what I'm saying? But that's why we fell in love with GHB TV because before GHB TV was ever a thing, he was on YSM and the streets. I remember niggas, bro, bring him back on. I know I felt like that about Greg because I'm like, it's too the little shit that I was catching. I'm like, man, these niggas don't know no fucking boxing. I could tell Greg was grew up in a barbershop round the way type nigga, dice game type nigga, boxing gym type nigga. You know what I'm saying? Wherever we at with this shit, you know what I mean? So it's good to see that we run. You know, we got some brothers that's out here like that, man. So I know he cooked. I know he was cooking for sure. Shout out to Miss Rashonda though, man. 2 Cents say, what 2 Cents say? Carbon, you cooking with the independent business models. Hey, I be trying to, man. That's why I be saying too. And 2 man, I was saying with Tago earlier, like I want to. Matter of fact, I gotta get you to shoot my number to Tago, man. I was telling him I don't be really, we be on these panels and shit sometime. If you can get me to get on one, and I be wanting to talk to certain brothers, whether it been me hearing them talk and shit like that, or just like we just ain't really get to talk 1-on-1. I was telling Tango, I'm like, man, I've been supposed to get with him. You know what I'm saying? But I was telling him, man, you was chopping it up the other day, and we was talking about him and shit. You know what I'm saying? Good brother, and I want to definitely build with him. I definitely want to get him on here. You know what I'm saying? Because when you in the mix, and it be a lot of shit going on, and a lot of topics be at the heat of the moment. So you can't really just jump in there and be like, Tango, like, link, let's link. You know what I'm saying? And then, niggas be feeling left out and shit. And I don't be having time for all that weird shit. Oh, bro, you don't want to link with me? I ain't got all, man, look, I probably don't. I probably don't want to link with your ass. You heard me say I want you know what I mean? But why I got to explain that? Why I got to be about you? You know what I'm saying? So I be trying to duck and dodge all this shit. So that's why you got to build on the behind the scenes connect with the with the people, man. Because it ain't even that deep, man. We fuck with everybody. So yeah, but the independent shit. I be on the grind, bro. Like, I don't know. It's gonna be interesting to see in these years and these months, days to come how um, you know, what role I'm gonna be playing in boxing. I think it's gonna be something interesting. So that's why I always try to keep a business aspect to it and having a business, like having a real legit business and have made money off of it. Not, I know a lot of people say that shit, but like hand to hand, you know what I'm saying? So and just you gotta have the insight for this shit. You gotta have the vision, and it ain't really hard. It's just intuition. You know what I'm saying? You gotta be willing to be fair, be honest, and if every dollar is accounted for, if you ain't got no dollars, then you put the time in. So every minute is accounted for. What is you doing with your minutes if you ain't, you know what I mean? So I don't know, man. I feel like I got an insight to bring from experience. I ain't no fucking guru though with this shit, but I know I can get with the right people and build some shit for sure. Cause I've done it on my own, so I know doing it on my own and doing it with other people who got as individuals they own grind and hustle and vision and know how to cut the bullshit and keep that to a minimum. Like it ain't gonna do nothing but evolve. You know what I'm saying? So, and I think these boxers should be on the same shit. Like, why? What the fuck is you like? Why would you not? You got so many. You coming into people that are continuously outsourcing shit. You're dealing with people on a larger scale. It's not like you in $1,000 tax bracket. You motherfuckers getting 50,000, 100,000, to crying out $1 million fights that y'all want. So if you slipping, tripping, and you ain't living, it's like how I think G was saying on his live when we was talking. Or no, that was Clip. And Clip was saying the difference between JYD versus damn, who was it? Somebody. But we was talking about dieting and like, you know what I'm saying, keeping up with weight and shit like that, and how if you don't have the financial means, it is levels to that shit. I think we was talking about Boots, matter of fact, and how he had to get a true nutritionist or somebody we was talking about, and yeah, all that shit matters, man. But if you gonna evolve and continue to grow, whether it be statistically through the sport of boxing, of course you're gonna be growing financially. So why would you be backtracking? You know what I'm saying? Like you should be paying for the best of the best. If you gotta pay a motherfucker to keep you out of trouble, then guess what? Pay a motherfucker to keep you out of trouble. If you short bust shorty and you feel like you gonna relapse and you know what I'm saying? If you gotta, I don't know. I don't feel like it should have to get to that point, but if you need to be willing to protect your brand and your business, motherfuckers be knowing they be having vices and shit like that. You know, there's no way you could just wake up one day and end up in a beer can just ended up in your hand, nigga. You had to go to the shit to pull it out to buy it. So niggas be knowing what the fuck they doing. You drinking this shit and kept. All right, if you go in there, but who's to say? Does a nigga speak and say that he was drinking in camp because he's starting to face ridicule? Not because he lost, but people starting to question his skill set. Because I'm sure you've been drinking. You've been drinking. Maybe it was working. You was like, all right, well, shit, I've been drinking and ain't been fucking with me in the ring. So, but why all of a sudden? Who brings that up? Who brings that out? Like, if Ron Artest was drinking for a long time before I found out, and I'm saying Ron Artest was drinking uh fucking halftime. You know what I'm saying? He might have been drunk before. A lot of not just Ron Artest singing him out, but you know what I'm saying? I'm sure Keyshawn probably don't went into a couple fights high. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure he don't went into some fights high as fuck, which is crazy to me. If he have, I would love to ask him. I would love to ask Keisha, bro, have you been high fighting a professional fight? And if so, how did you feel? Like, I would want to get that type of perspective from him. Not even on no exploiting him shit, but like, damn, I would, you got motherfuckers who not getting high, who not on PEDs, getting in there, getting knocked the fuck out. So to go in there and fight a motherfucker and knock a motherfucker out, did it help you? Like, I would want to understand a little bit of him having cannabis in his system if he actually fought a pro fight. I'm sure we'll never know that. And probably, I mean, maybe we will, maybe after. You know what I'm saying? But who knows, man? What 268 anyone know where we can watch Hank Lundy jump? That's what I gotta hit Greg too and see. I gotta hit Greg up and see, man, where we gonna be able to watch that shit because I definitely want to support. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Hank Lundy. You know what I'm saying? I fucked with Hank Lundy so much that I was just watching him and Terrence Crawford fight the other day. And Hank was talking this shit in the press conference. I'm not gonna lie, definitely Terrence got the better of him, but I wanted to edit that fight, but I didn't even do it. I was just like, I maybe, and I gotta keep it real. At some point, I'll probably end up putting that fight. I'll end up having to do it because we ain't got no picks. But I fuck with Hank Lundy for sure. And I just ain't want to put that, being that he got a fight coming up right now, I ain't want to put that type of energy out there. You know what I'm saying? I want to see whoever Hank fight, I want to see him win. You know what I'm saying? And I really feel like Hank should be on his B-Hop run. Because I know Hank, probably in his 40s now? Or getting close to it, if he ain't. So I feel like Hank really got some that willpower to lock in him somewhere to go on a little run on some Ears Landy shit, on some large shit. You know what I mean? So I don't know. We got to see where we can find that link at too, big. It might be. I don't know though. It might be on a little screaming. They might scream. Nah, yeah, you right. Yeah, we got it. It's because I forgot. Yeah. But anyway, let's see. I want some Crystal's clip. You said you was nice, but yeah, man. Yeah. I definitely appreciate my brother Clip, man. He tapped in with me, man, and it's 444 too, East Coast time. But yeah, shout out my brother Clip because he definitely plugged in the crystals, man. Yeah, I be going crazy, man. I definitely gotta get you right though, for sure, cause I got a lot. And what's wild is, man, I don't really be promoting a lot of my shit, but I definitely can. I don't have no problem with doing it. But you know what I mean? I got a lot of sisters, a lot of black sisters that wear my pieces, and I don't have to beg them to do it, and they spend money, like, you know what I'm saying, and they be looking good with my shit on. So as a black man, I really feel like I did something right. You know what I'm saying, on this physical earth, man. As far as being able to create something with my hands. I've never watched nobody do this shit. It was something that my stepfather actually gave me the tools for when I told him what my ideal was. And I took that shit, and it was something that I was able to teach my older daughter that she naturally wanted to learn on her own. I don't know, so it's always something that could be, for my kids now or future kids, if any one of them want to pick up and continue to do it when I ain't doing it no more. But I'm going to transition it to being a one-on-one type of thing, because this always what it's been for the most part. But I'm saying, like, even like I want to have two prestige locations in the United States as far as trap crystals, because it's really a thing. It's a real thing. It's a real brand. I've been pushing trap crystals now for 7 years. It's been 7 years, and I've been sustaining off of it. We're gonna have a website. That's why I really ain't been pushing it as of late, because I did fall back, not because of no financial, no nothing on that type of tip. I just really was like, man, I unplugged from the matrix, and I wasn't fucking with social media, no nothing. I just got tired. Like, I was drained, man. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate you too, 2 cents. But I was just, man, bruh, I'm doing the crystals, Rashonda. I'm doing the crystals, going crazy with the crystals. Making them ain't nothing. You know what I'm saying? It's natural. Everything's a one on one. I can't make a crystal the same. You could be like, hey, make that. I can't do it. I could be making them motherfuckers like how you got the sisters that be quitting and making like that's how easy this shit is for me. But I'm not saying that from a boastful place. Like that's how naturally this shit was for me. Cause I remember like trying to break out of the white man system and not have I don't who the fuck want to work 9 to 5 forever like retire at 75. Like, I'm not doing none of that shit. I had a mental what my man Quando Rondo said. He had an out of body experience one morning. It was like 5 o'clock in the morning and I was working at O'Reilly's warehouse, and I had been working there for about 4 or 5 years. So I've been working since I was 14. So I always had to work ethic. Even in sports, I didn't come up around that docile. It's just gonna fall and money grow on tree shit. Or I got family members that got money. So like, I mean, even before I was working legally, I was cutting grass, picking up cans, going skating. You know what I'm saying? This is back when we had chips for 25 cents. Pickles and freeze cups, quarter orders, and shit like that. But I always had to work ethic. You know what I'm saying? But my bad, y'all. Hold on. They calling my line. My bad, y'all. Y'all can still hear me? I'm gonna probably stay on for about 30 more minutes because they blowing my line up. But if y'all can hear me real quick, man, before I continue the story, because I definitely had a moment. I had a moment, man, like a life changing moment. One of many life changing moments. You know what I'm saying? That's for sure too, Miss Rashonda. Oh, you said some real shit. You can't put that type of energy into those crystals. And I'm very and I just naturally you know what I'm saying. Like I'm at the point, man. I done been blessed to see people fall and fail before me. I've seen people get it right at a very young age. So I'm blessed to say, like, just naturally, like I got a natural fall back button. Like I ain't gotta force the shit. I will fall back. You know what I'm saying? Even with boxing, the clip, I always laugh and joke of this shit, and it fueled me a little bit to be like, let me get back on my shit. Because when you're around certain brothers, like you want to stay, you gotta stay on point because they on point, and I want to be able to communicate with these brothers on what's currently going on. But man, it ain't even like on no life kicking my ass type shit. Just like I'd be so appreciating just breathing air, man. Like and in my own world, I could not have none of this shit. I really came up in a time where we just went outside and played. I ain't had no fucking phone. You know what I mean? So I be enjoying life. You know. So, but when I had that out of body experience, sitting on the edge of the bed, like it's 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, I'm like, I can't do this shit no more. I'm tired of getting up, and I ain't making shit. You know what I'm saying? So that was like what led me. That was what led me into making crystals. And I'm not gonna lie, I was fucked up. I was fucked up. I went through a period of being fucked up to transition into what they say is entrepreneurship. Like meaning I had to not be able. I wasn't able to pay phone bills. I went to bouncing around. You know what I'm saying? Like I really, where people would be, oh, I respect my people. Like, I just had a different approach. I got kids raising kids from a distance, so my shit ain't picture perfect. I had to most importantly though keep my mind, which is why when I do my highlight reels on boxings, I point out like a lot of different fighters IQ and within that fight. It don't even just be overall. So, it may be overall, but just within this fight, they IQ is like on a 97 to me. Cause I'm watching these fights. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I had to keep my mind strong and this shit and really learn the aspects of how to generate this shit. Like seeing it, knowing you could do it, but like how the fuck do I generate my own? And even then, like it's a process. And I'm still like, yeah, shit. Like I say, the average American ain't nothing but a paycheck away from being broke. So why would I ever could get on this motherfucker popping. You know, but I tell you what, a motherfucker can have 100,000 sitting next to me, but and I might not have it. I done been around this shit. I done been around it, but I know I got the mind to generate it in multiple ways, and that it ain't even about competing, but that's why I know my value for myself is in that. So yeah, man, that's what I got into. How I got into the crystal aspect of creating, and it became real overnight for me. Like I got a following on TikTok and all kind of shit behind these crystals. I really done promoted my brand. I done really educated motherfuckers on crystals. Nowhere near as deep. Like I said, I want to have two prestige locations. I'm going to, not want to. I'm gonna have two prestige locations, maybe three, maybe three. Almost kind of similar to like how iPhone was. I mean, Apple was. Well, you know, you had, or not even Apple, just like. Well, I say two because maybe two in America, and then I want to have one outside of the country on some Tokyo type shit, just for the, you know, what I mean, I might pop it in that aspect, but you know, just something for myself. You know, but I want to have two prestige locations, and it's just gonna consist of you coming in that motherfucker catching a vibe, because that's what people also support, especially the sisters. You can get sisters mind, man. I'm telling you, I've been doing this shit for 7 years of sisters mind. They have been primarily my clientele. Everything's been genuine. I got multiple repeat customers. Like they mad right now. My website ain't up. It's what is my TikTok? It's Trap Crystals. It's TrapKrystals. I think global. Or if you just type Trap Crystals, TRAP Crystals with a K, not a C. You'll find my shit for sure. It'll come up. And then you know, a lot of people, you know, in the crystal world, they like the copper and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? I went the route that I'm going because, you know, I ain't, you know, it's education in this shit, but I ain't just trying to take my people the fucking Mars with this shit, and I ain't trying to force it on them. You know, and people got to really understand that you dealing with elements when you combining a crystal with copper. Copper in itself is an element, just like the crystal is gonna have. You have some crystal that may have just one element, but in most cases, you're gonna have a crystal that have multiple elements within it. So if that crystal has multiple elements, like a periodic table would have, you know what I'm saying, it combined in this one crystal, then you're combining it with copper. Copper in itself as an element is very fucking strong. So when you got people entering into the crystal realm, this is the unique thing about my brand and my business. Cause you got people that do the copper and shit cool. You know what I'm saying? I tell people all the time, you can go fuck with them. You know what I'm saying? But people know they come to me because for one, it's gonna look easy on the eyes. It's nothing for me to go, or people all the time tell me that wear my shit. Man, motherfuckers be talking to me all day about my shit. It's a conversational starter piece for one. You know what I'm saying? Accessory, I should say. So when you have it on, if somebody know about it or if they don't, just how it looks, they're gonna from how I present it. Because you got people that wear copper, but people see it, they be like, it's cool, but so, but I got oh yeah, I'm gonna put that shit on. I can easily throw this shit on with an outfit. You know what I'm saying? And boom. Oh, you found it. Shout out to you, Mr. Shonda. I'm gonna have a website coming up soon. Trust me. I got this time when I come back, man, it's gonna be up. But the website gonna be getting revamped right now. I already got material. I still been trapping the pieces. I get motherfuckers who hit me up because that's before I even had a website. I was generating. I was generating relationships. I'm gonna say that via the DM. Motherfuckers was entrusting in me and my creativity without even going to a website. So when I got the website, it just went north. You know what I mean? And it just elevated me as a person of business. You know, and I don't want to say business because I don't want to seem like I just as my hustle. I'm gonna just say hustle. It elevated my mentality hustle wise. Like, all right, cool, like shit. You know, I started giving myself reasons to take it serious. You know what I mean? Like, all right, I ain't got no clientele for a web, but I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna just take the risk and create a website. I ain't got no clientele. Well, no, I did have clientele, but even still, the DM shit. You know what I'm saying is what it is. But you can create a website and nobody come to it. But just being able to engage. But I think my personality always supersedes in whatever I'm doing. So it allows me to thrive. But I've been charged up, you know what I'm saying? I'm ready to give another part of me to the world. You know what I'm saying? With this crystal shit and with the boxing shit. But I had pulled away from the well, I started boxing more in person and away from the internet. And then I started but I around about that time I pulled back from boxing and the crystals, just really everything. I unplugged from the matrix. I was like, fuck that shit. Like I gotta love on me. I gotta get my energy right. You know what I'm saying? I gotta preserve myself because self-preservation rules the nation, man. You gotta preserve yourself. You know. And it was natural. It wasn't nothing that I had to beat myself up about. Like, man, I gotta put this shit to the side. Like, nah, it was like, nope. It's just like it hit. One day it hit, and I was like, fuck this shit. I'll come back to it. But it allowed me to grow, deal with personal shit that I got going on in life. Which even through personal adversity, I always still maintain creativity because I that's how I express myself. It's through being creative, or one of the ways anyway. But I do it in multiple ways. I like to write shit. I like to make crystals, well, the necklaces. I like for my people to look good with my shit on. I got a lot of sisters that have been supporting me for 7 years, buying my shit. I don't be having to beg them. They be looking good with my shit on. As a black man, it it feels better when I could do that with something, because they ain't just black women ain't just for to spend their money with any and everybody, and they like to spend their money on what they want to spend it on. Not to negate nothing from the brothers, but the brothers always want to talk you out of your shit or lowball you. And I didn't have to force it on the sisters. I never made the sisters my target. It's just that they fuck with the crystals and had a natural understanding to them more. In the way that I presented, they could look good with it. And it was just a different approach from outside the copper. I got some sisters that still get copper crystals and they shop with me too. You know what I'm saying? But they know when they put my shit on, they know what's going on. And it make them have to learn more about their crystals too because uh, you know, shit, they got it on. The motherfucker going, you have my piece on, somebody gonna ask you, what is that? Or they gonna say, oh, you got who? Like, it's gonna be that. So I'm just grateful because once again, I'm saying all that to say because I had the damn near out of body experience meltdown that I had to where I was like, man, when I was working, caught up in the system, but and I asked I ain't gonna lie, I asked the divine creator of the universe for something that I could have on my own. I was crying, y'all. It was like 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. I hate getting up in the morning, and I always been a star. I always been somebody who I felt like was gonna be successful. You know what I'm saying? So I done got all my lows out the goddamn way. It's time to you know what I'm saying? Elevate, But I'm glad I was able to elevate my mind because I'd rather have a mind and an understanding and a sense of awareness and coming to, growing financially on a higher level and, financially responsibility, more potentially obligations. You know what I'm saying? The positive things, of course. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it definitely been a journey, and I'm still finding my way. I got 5 or 6. See, my problem, well, not my problem, but one of the issues have been, well, I guess you could say issue, problem, same shit. One of the issues and problems I've had is I got 6 different fishing rods out here, and they all got bait on them, and they all capable of a fish biting on it. I'm just trying to figure out, but I got also have to manage myself to be able to keep awareness on all these fishing rods. So that might be crystals, that might be boxing, that might be Well, I can't even get into all the other shit, but yeah, you know what I mean. I done sold ebooks, well, an ebook, and people paid for was asking me to, you know what I'm saying? Like they want me to do this shit. And I'm like, but which I probably should have been pushing it, like coming off like that anyway. But I don't like to force knowledge on people. You know what I'm saying? I like people to come into their own understanding of shit. You know, so it's been an interesting journey. Even this boxing shit and YouTube, like I should be way further than what I am on it, but then again, I don't really look at it like that because I know that I've been taking time to myself. Like I ain't tripping about this shit. I understand life without this shit, but I do wanna. I do see myself. You know, why not get it if I can get it off this motherfucker? So it's that hustler's aspect to me too. And I just, I had to turn that off for a minute because I had been being consistent through lows and mid tier levels and specks of highs, but definitely, so I got the endurance now. You know what I mean? I'm ready to go 12 rounds. you know, you can't just come in. Well, I wouldn't recommend coming in the sport of boxing and just doing 12 rounds. But then again, I don't know. Maybe you should. You right though, Mr. Shonda. Can't catch them all, man. Catch them all, but one at a time for sure. Definitely. hmm So, bro, I'm excited, man. I appreciate y'all for definitely always, being, pulling up on me and seeing what I got going on. You know what I'm saying? I definitely enjoy some of the work of the other brothers. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, out here doing what they doing. One more topic before we get off here. Let's see. Well, what I will say is I've been meaning to come on here and talk about Boots. Give my opinion about Boots. What I want to see from him, where he goes from here. Just my personal opinion, assessment. Uh, my narrative, I guess, could be true. It could be not. And just what I am gonna start doing though is coming on here, making it my business, and it's gonna be a segment. I'm still working on the name. I think I got the name for sure, but it's gonna be a segment where I'm gonna be coming on here and I'm gonna be uh, just going through the rundown, a walk down, pretty much of certain fighters that's of today's time, but probably more than likely of past time, and just going through certain shit and giving them their just due. And we'll see what type of topics and conversations we can have based off some of these fighters that you know that maybe people have forgotten about and what their impact was in the sport. You know what I mean? So I'm working on implementing that as well. I'm working on adding some interviews more on here. And really I just want to start with a lot of my main people I know. Just getting y'all to come on. I'm getting the setup so I can start doing the streams off the laptop and shit. I got a fucking gaming laptop and don't even be using the shit for real. I mean, I do, but not for this. So I'm trying to see how I can. I need all my money back. You know what I'm saying? You spent 1,300. I need all mine back. So shit. Let me see if I can get it out the boxing too. And I need to use this laptop. So that's what I'm on. And I'm getting my little my little setup and shit like that ready for that. So I'm gonna start doing the stream yards and shit. Definitely want to start doing collabs more. Shout out to Clip for what I mean, pulling me to the side on that and just what I mean, let me know, like and 2 cents too. You know what I'm saying? 2 cents for sure. You know, so we gonna definitely, I'm definitely gonna have some shit coming. I've definitely been cooking up videos too, for sure. Got some videos. So let me see. Rashawn to say I heard Xander and Boots teams talking. That's crazy. If they do that, man, I don't know, man. Rashonda, it sounds good, but I don't think they're gonna do that. I don't think they're gonna do that, and I couldn't blame them. Like I told Clip, I'm like, bro, if I was Xander, you know, how real can one be with themselves? You know, I'm not saying the niggas should be scared, but it's like it's chestnut checkers. Niggas ain't saying Bud scared of Boots, but I would quit. I ain't saying he's scared either, but I would question. You know, okay, so maybe let me take that back. I always often wondered did Bud duck Boots, but you know, niggas will try to hurry up and move me out the way or won't even consider it. You know what I'm saying? On a surface level, why would Bud duck Boots? But when you look at how shit be playing out and paths and sanctioning body, it just be interesting to see. So, and some of this shit you can see and that's why I want to start doing like these walk downs on people's careers because you'll see some of them had already fought certain fighters before. They fought common fighters, which led up to them fighting each other. So you know that we know that for the most part. But when you could really break this shit down and walk it down, it could just kind of hit different. So you know what I'm saying. But I don't know if I see them giving Xander Boots, being that he um, just unified, got the WBO, the WBA belt. I don't think it's smart for him to do. He's 23 years old. You know what I mean? You finna go in there, but he could get his ass whooping, go ahead and get his ass whooping out the way, and not have to worry about it. Make him a better man. You know, ass whooping could definitely make you a better man. So he could definitely take the challenge. You know what I'm saying? Get in there, get his ass whooped, because that's what's gonna happen. I ain't going back and forth about it. I ain't been wrong on calling Boots fights yet. And I was watching Boots fights before Cam. So, you know, they can go ahead and feed him to him and, you know, he get his ass whooping, become a greater, because he gonna become a better fighter. You know what I'm saying? It's like how we seen Padley become better when he fought Shakur. You know what I mean? I feel like Boots has that same effect. If you could take an ass whooping from Boots, you know what I mean? You should be able to go in there from, but I don't know. Niggas be disappearing when they be fighting Boots. I ain't seen Villa. I ain't seen Stanionis. Well, no, I think Stanionis did he have a fight? I don't know. I can't remember. But I ain't seen him. I ain't seen a lot of fighters that Boost once he get his hands on him. So that's what I'm saying. Considering that and being that he's 23, you know, I mean, just go to 160. That's what I feel like for Xander. Go to 160. Hell, everybody else, the motherfuckers be moving up and niggas got picks on. Like how you was saying, G was saying, fives with Keyshawn. Niggas got picks too with who they want to say was wrong for moving up and who wasn't. You know what I mean? So you got all these other motherfuckers moving up. I feel like being that he unified the division, I think he's the youngest to do it at 154. He's 23. You accomplished something. I personally don't think you can fuck with Boots. I'll be willing to consider it not being a duck. Just go to 160, real smooth. That's what he should have did. He should have just won and just whoop, get in, get out. But the longer he stand, I think that's what's gonna make it look like if he do pull out or try to duck it. Shit, Xander. You know what I mean? He gonna get somewhat of that Virgil type treatment, not to the full capacity, but which Virgil is very well warranted for having the treatment he's getting. But yeah, I think he's gonna end up. He could potentially face that. I could be wrong though, so you know what I'm saying. But I don't think he should fight Boots right now. I mean, I will be for it because I would want Boots to get the belts. You know what I'm saying? But logically, you know, I really see Boots fighting somebody else and Xander fighting somebody else, and then they end up eventually fighting. Because it's only so far you can go and so long you can run. You know what I mean? But at the next fight, I don't really see it because these niggas too scared of Boots. For real, for real. I think it's a good fight. Xander would be more competitive than any other 154. Yeah, I ain't saying it ain't a good fight. I think you gotta. I think Xander. To me, I'd rather see Xander versus Boots than Devin versus Boots. But niggas will argue me on that. But I don't understand how when you got this nigga at a higher weight class, showing that he's holding his own and he's a unified champ and he's young, 23. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I'm definitely not saying it's not a good fight, but considering the paths, the journeys, you know what I'm saying, which may open the path for a motherfucker saying, "What you should he duck?" I'm also saying that I'm considering that for him. Like I don't think he gonna. I don't know, bro. I don't. I don't really. I try not to really speak too much on Boots nowadays because the talent I think that I've assessed with and what's going on right now compared to who he is, I think the motherfuckers will think I'm too fanned out. You know what I'm saying? They'll think I'm too fanned out. Just like I called, nigga said, clip, and G said I think 7 rounds they give Devin versus Boots. I said 4. And niggas thought that shit was extreme. You know what I'm saying? But I really feel like that, and I can validate how I feel like that. And if niggas go really do research, they can validate it for themselves. But even off eye test, you know what I'm saying? I only did any type of statistic looking into Boots. I just started doing that type of shit. I was going off of what the fuck I'm seeing and what's resonating with me. It's always never failed me with Floyd. You know what I'm saying? It never failed me with Floyd. Ever. You know what I mean? So Boots an animal, bro. And I think the longer that it's taking to fight, it's just like that. It's just like when it's a marination process. You know what I'm saying? It's just like when Big Mama used to marinate. You know what I mean? You like, damn, I thought you was finna cook tonight. Hell nah. This shit. Then you see when they cook that shit the next, you know what I mean? So I think bro is all right. His body ain't beat up. You know what I'm saying? No, nothing. He just in the gym learning. They done tried this shit with him before. So, you know what I mean? And that's why I was reading on Clip Live the amount of fights he done had in years. You know what I'm saying? It ain't like we been seeing Boots fight 3 to 4 times a year. We ain't get spoiled like that. For one, he was knocking niggas the fuck out. You know what I'm saying? So that put people on notice, whether he was on prospect level or whatever the fuck level, it was putting people on notice. Oh, this kid knocking motherfuckers out. You know what I'm saying? So they been prepping us to wait. And what did Money Mayweather do later in his career? Fight 2 times a year, if that, 1 time a year. You know what I mean? So it's unfortunate, but Boots 28, I think it's just gonna work in his favor even more. You know what I'm saying? For him to dominate. Cause what, Bud was the 37 or some shit? Maybe 38 now. I don't know. But you know what I'm saying? I feel like but well, I ain't gonna say Boots ain't had no real wars. Bud definitely had a path too. To where when he went and got the WBO at 147, I seen what he was doing. He was like, fuck that shit. I'm not. But Spence had already went through the. Spence really had the tough route. Spence had to get the WBA, the IBF, you know what I'm saying, and the WBC belt. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's a hell of a journey. Bud just came at 147, was like, let me snap this real quick. I mean, not saying he ain't had no fights, but you know what I mean? The pathway. So I feel like Boots' pathway politically is some bullshit. But when it comes to his body, his IQ, him being a gym rat, it's only gonna make it worse for the niggas on the other side. We have yet to see Boots in any fight sit down in a chair. You know what I'm saying? So, you know. And we ain't got to worry about if he gonna be showing and proving when it's time to show up. We ain't that was all questioned when Karen was fighting. You know, when he was fighting Karen, and they niggas. You see that niggas ain't really gotten too many questions that they can really put out there about Boots. It's you gotta make it. You either don't like him or you do. You know what I'm saying? You can't play both ways with a fighter like Boots. Similar to Floyd. You know what I'm saying? Sizzle say Xander better than Virgil, Kelly, and Fedor in my honest opinion. Yeah, I agree. I agree. I agree. But the ass whooping he gonna get. See y'all get. But see, I don't want to sound fanned out. But I respect y'all giving these. I'm not giving these niggas no chance. Like these fighters. Like Xander is the better out of all of them. But like I guess because I be going back and I be looking at other divisions like past time, and then when you get to looking at like, damn, you had Wilfred Benitez, Marvin Hagler, Sugar Ray Leonard, uh, Aaron Pryor, fucking Thomas Hearns, like, you know, it'd be like when you start, I don't know. So in the quality of fighters, but I know that's past time. It's past is a throwback fighter. So maybe that's what be fucking it up. But I ain't gonna say it's fucking it up for me because I was the same nigga that called fucking Bud beating fucking Spence because I felt like Bud would beat Spence if he called out Spence because I felt like Spence was beating the Charlo twins ass. I felt like he was whooping up whoever ass out they stable at the time. So I felt strategically it would make sense for Bud to fight Spence first because if Spence is the challenge and he beats the challenge, then shit, it ain't gonna be shit to whoop the rest of. That's why when he stood up on those ropes and looked at Charlo, I'm like, oh shit. But I knew because how Bud was. What made me think like that was because I'm like he not. You could just tell when certain fighters like Bud a gym rat, just like Boots is. There ain't too much you can question with Bud for real, for real. Ain't too much you. I ain't got too much to question with Boots. But I never been no side with nigga with Bud. But I've called Bud out on certain shit. Very few here and there. One of them was him fighting Boots. If a nigga felt like if Boots was calling Bud out 2 or 3 years ago when he was active, when like niggas had to respect Bud and figured out why they should have been respecting him. He was calling him out then, and he did what he did the era, the way he was calling him out. I how you go from calling Bud out to Xander being a problem for him? Not saying Xander can't really give him no issues in the ring, but I just don't see it. So that might, and I could be tripping, I could be doing too much, but that's why my response be how it is. You know what I'm saying? But ideally, Xander is the only probably competition for moves. They remember once upon a time, too, since they was saying Boyd, before he came under one Boyd shot. I'm like, what? A bias? You got a bias? What? Now I considered it. I said it's 150. When I was at 147, I'm like, nigga, this nigga like Roy Jones at 147. I'm like, man, I'm like just off of them playing the politics with bruh, how they did, he gonna go to 154 and smash it. Fuck all the weight shit. I'm talking about how a nigga playing with him. He finna go to 154. That's what I was banking on. Just like I felt like Bud was when Bud told Spence, nigga, before they even looked at negotiations, before Bud went to 147, like sizing each other up. That was the day when I was like, Bud gonna whoop his ass. For me. You say Boots gotta be on point fucking with Xander? You think so? I think Xander looked good against Abbas, but Abbas ain't really have no skill set for real to me. Horrible footwork. He was very stationary. He ain't really do shit to me. So I feel like I ain't trying to take away from Xander, but I don't feel like he did shit for real to me in that fight uh, at all. It's got to be that because ain't nobody even said it was a debatable fight. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like that was perfect timing for Xander to become unified, and I respect that he young, he 23, and he in the history. You know what I mean? I respect it, but I don't really feel like that was maybe a challenge because we ain't talking about Xander or excited to see Xander the way we is with Boots, because we knowing what Boots doing to niggas. I don't know if Xander could survive that. I don't know. We have a, I only considered Stanionis because niggas were saying Stanionis this, Stanionis that. Uh, but if you asking me, of watching both fighters eye contest, it was no way I was even gonna entertain Stanionis beating Boots. I just didn't. Mm. Xander got wrinkles in this game. Been watching that kid for a hot minute. But you know what? 2 cents. Just like you put me on the Andy Hiroka, I see what you saying with Xander though. He got a nice build to him. He's just bigger. He is a bigger kid, but he got a nice and he not the typical. Well, he Puerto Rican. He ain't Mexican, so he's not really. He gonna move around. So I don't know if that shit even gonna matter though, but it could because Boots kind of has been fighting stationary fighters. But I don't think that shit gonna matter, man. I think Boots really one of those fighters that the harder you hit him, the harder he gonna hit you. Man, I got a video on the highlight reel of Boots on this motherfucker where Boots, he literally took a shot. Who was that? Avanesian? Was it Avanesian he fought? He literally took the shot and to give the shot, but the shot he gave dropped his ass. Like the nigga chin, he got a Mexican chin in a black body. So the banging that niggas want to see, he with that shit. He with that shit. The only thing I don't like about Boots right now that I feel like Boots can tighten up on is his defense. And it ain't because of what niggas be saying. It's because I watched elder fighters before Boots in the sport that had great defense. James Toney, Floyd Mayweather, sweet motherfucking P. Nicolona Loche. You know what I'm saying? George Foreman had beautiful, and later in his career, man, watch. I'm gonna start bringing this shit back. These walk downs. George Foreman was that nigga later in his career, like really, really, really putting that shit on niggas McNuggets, man. Combinations like when you could go back, if you go and watch Rumble in the Jungle, I got the video on here with a good breakdown of that too. That's probably like 20K, one of my highest viewed videos of somewhere in there of Ali and George, Big George, and you can see the difference between George and when you look at his latest career. Man, George was that nigga. I mean, didn't he get the fucking championship belt at 46? Who do you think motivated B Hop? Man, George had one of the best inside IQs, and he punching through shit. Of course, we already knew that from early in his career. But it's like when he got marinated and later in his man, that nigga George was walking through shit. And he had a crazy chin. The shit I think Evander was on PEDs too when he fought George. Cause the shit he was hitting George with was, man, that shit was heavy, dog. But George defense though, that's what I wanted to bring up. George defense, oh my, it's to be studied. If I'm a heavyweight, I am studying Big George Foreman's defense later in his career. I'm telling you, dog, beautiful, immaculate, beautiful work. You know what I'm saying? So, but I just feel like Boots is a throwback fighter, man. I think Xander got decent footwork though, better footwork than a lot of fighters that I see. Yeah, he got a nice build to him, and but I don't. His IQ in that fight would have. See, he if he would have won that unification against a tougher fighter, if that would have been a doghouse fight, then I would probably be more like, all right, now I'd be more up to see him fight Boots. But to me, that wasn't no dog fight for him, really. I felt like that was more of a fight for him to assess, like, range, distance, whatever game plan they had. I felt like that was more of that type of fight. You know what I'm saying? So, now a person could say, well, we ain't seen Boots in that type of shit, and you probably ain't. That's why I want to see Bud and Boots. I want to see a dog fight. You probably ain't gonna see Boots in too much of a fucking dog fight like that too many times. Cause bro got a nice IQ. But I was saying to his defense, too. Boots defense, I feel like he got to tighten up on. And it ain't because he be getting hit so much, but it is. It's like he everything about him has to where he could, like I said, that throwback fighter of why we love certain fighters before for their defensiveness, being a defensive technician. I feel like what Shakur is, Boots could definitely be that too, if not more. than Shakur. And he got the right build for it. Roy Jones, man, you know who he remind me of? He reminds me of like Flair. He got like the flair and finesse of Floyd, the smoothness, and Pernell. Uh, I think he got the aggression of, and somewhat the body language of Marvin Hagler. And then somebody else. Yeah, I say like he got like the aggression of like Marvin Hagler though. Like in that inside, he dangerous. He dangerous. Niggas can't play that inside shit with Boots for real. It's not gonna last long. You gonna have to do some shit like what Karen did. You gonna have to do some shit like what Karen did, or you just gonna have to be as equally as talented as Boots. And the only nigga I really seen to give Boots a threat a problem would have been Bud. I'm just gonna keep it real. Bud a nigga too, and Bud gonna wanna punch you just like you punching him. Bud gonna feel the same way. Boots is the same way. But niggas downplayed their fight like that was just some fantasy draft ass shit. When you had George Foreman fighting at 46, B Hop fighting in his 40s, Greg Hackett in late 30s still going. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. Now that could be just me talking, but Boots called out Bud. So I'm just saying. And once upon a time, it might have fell on deaf ears, but he definitely called Bud out because he felt like he could fight Bud. He could beat Bud, obviously. So I ain't just on no fan shit. But I mean, see, Xander is getting his ass whooped if he fight Boots. I agree, Miss Rashonda. But I think you know, I'm gonna be a little considerate, maybe this from the style make fight aspect, but I don't. He might fuck around. I don't know how that would go. I don't. I see it's definitely gonna be a stoppage though. It's gonna be a stoppage. I don't see it going a distance unless Xander goes and capitalize off what Karen did and goes in there and showcases some good boxing skills. Now the fight with him and Baru Abbas might have prepped him up for that. So if he coming from that angle, then you know what, we might have. But I still, man, he gonna get him out of there. But it'll definitely be a good fight, and probably the best fight at 154 right now. 2 Cents said, "I got Boots over everybody. Just don't get Lully into thinking Xander is easy. That's a good fucking fight." Now I agree. I agree. I agree. I agree. I'll give it. I'll give it 6 rounds. I'll give it. I'll give it 6 rounds. If it go the distance, it's on some. It's on some. I'm trying to build pay-per-view sales. You know, he young. I took a little extra money because they ain't want me to flush him. But I'll give it 6. I'll give it 6 rounds. But you're right though, 2 Cents. Xander bigger than Boots. Similar and mobile in his ring IQ is elite. If they make that fight, we getting a good one. Yeah. Now I don't know if his IQ is elite, but but because I ain't. But you know, fuck that shit. I'm gonna say that because once again, Opataya. I think but I ain't gonna say a question Opataya's IQ because I think Opataya got good shot placement. You know what I'm saying? And he sets himself up. But I don't know. I guess we have to just see if this shit happens and partake in stuff. Because even with Opataya, I don't. From what I seen in his last fight, I'm going Benavidez for sure. And I always was gonna go Benavidez anyway. But I considered it because everybody else considered Opataya. And then I seen on my own. I'm like, yeah, I like his body language in the ring, his confidence, his shot placement, shit like that. But I feel like David Benavidez, Boots, uh, Tank when his mind right. Shakur, Devin, even Keyshawn. Well, Keyshawn, I want to put him in there, but I can't. But it's certain fighters that's just like, Boots ain't gave me no reason to really doubt him on no level. For real. You know what I'm saying? Every fighter gonna get hit with a good punch. You know what I'm saying? May even go down. Like I said, Floyd sat on the stool. I ain't even seen Bruh sit on the stool yet. You know? So I don't know. But I think Boots IQ is. We ain't even really got to see much. You know why I probably thinking like that too? Cause once again, I be sitting, I be watching this shit in slow motion. So I be seeing certain little shit. So that I might be coming from that angle, but I don't know. Bruh IQ is crazy, and we ain't really got to see it to the levels of like. Remember, Bozy used to always say, the better his competition is, the better he gonna be. Like y'all gonna see. Like I don't. We really still ain't seen shit. We really still ain't seen shit for real. But niggas will say we ain't seen shit because they ain't fight who he feel like he should be fighting. Why is that? You know what I'm saying? But for me, okay, since I ain't getting it from like how niggas saying we ain't seeing it from who we want to see it from fight. Well, let me go back and watch the film about what he is doing to niggas to make them stop and sit on the stool and say I quit, or what is he doing to these motherfuckers? How is he doing it? So when I go do that, and then when I looked at Xander last fight against Abbas, I was just like, I felt like he was supposed to got him out of there. I think it would have looked great for him too, even more. Granted, he won the unification and all, you know what I'm saying? But like, who can we say at 154 got a track record of getting niggas out of there in majority of their fights before the sixth round? Who can we say? Now, a person can say that's just skill set, but it got to be IQ. Boots got knockouts, but Boots got stoppages too. How is he getting these stoppages? Where is he delivering these shots to? You know what I'm saying? Xander still says two box and move like Karen. That's true. Yeah, that's true too, Sense. It is. I agree with that. Xander's skill set is to box and move like Karen for and bigger, more athletic package. And I agree with that too, Mr. Sean. Foreman definitely was the one, man. Definitely one of them ones. If you're a heavyweight, man, you got to do your due diligence and go watch Big George, man. But 2 cents. Bruce gonna have to break him down over the rounds to get him out of there. I don't think Xander get caught slipping with 1 points. Yeah, I mean that I could consider that too, 2 cents. But I don't think. But see, the thing is, Xander ain't fought nobody to Boots level. That's where I'm kind of looking at it. You know what I'm saying? I don't think. And well, can we say Boot has Boot fought anybody to Xander level? Maybe you could consider the weight. 150 being 154 bigger weight class. But if I'm talking about IQ and skill set, I just feel like I'm looking at a Lamborghini versus but I swear I ain't sleeping on Xander because like I said, like I like he I like I'm looking at him like how I looked at Hiroka. Cause I like the Hiroka style, I like the Hiroka's build, I like the game plan. Navarrete was decent too, you know what I'm saying? But it's just something about a black fighter when he focused, man. Ooh, 2 cents say I think that fight goes the distance, 8-4 type shit. Boots might overwhelm him late if he don't stop him. It'll be around 10ish. Nah, Youngin not punching like that. He more of an endurance fight. Yeah, he out of there too, man. He out of there. He ain't punching like that. Oh, we got empty them. Hey, what they say? Bring the clip back empty. My brother clipping this motherfucker, man. Yes, for the boss, so they sent them, dog. Yeah, my brother clipping this motherfucker, man. We lit. He said, I'm a motherfucking spirit gang. I could feel one of my niggas was live. The voice said, nigga, turn on you. So that's, yo, yes, sir. We lit. We in this motherfucker, man. I swear we is. I'll probably be on though for another 30 minutes, man, because I gotta go, you know what I mean? I gotta go get these folks their medicine, you know what I mean? You know, we done graduated from the sandwich bags and shit, you know? But yeah, nah, man, I don't think he gonna stand a chance with Boots, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm just being real. And because of that, though, 2 Cents, like we don't know him to be no puncher like that. To me, he should have showcased that shit in the Barua box fight, man. You know, or he should have got a stoppage in that fight. I don't take nothing away from the accolades, the unification. You know what I'm saying? But we talking about Boots versus Xander. 2 Cents was saying, I think 2 Cents was saying that would be a good one. Which I think it'll be. 2 Cents thinks it's the best Rumble, well, one of the best for sure. At 154. I think I agree. But I was saying what I was telling him when I was telling you, Clip on. I think he should just go to 160. But I feel like him waiting around longer is what's gonna get him caught up in that Virgil effect of him ducking or being put in there potentially because I don't feel like Xander has fought a fighter of the level of Boots. And people can say that and question that with Boots too, though. But can you really question that? Because they've been saying that about Boots. Who has he fought? Who has he fought? Countless of times, bro has risen to the occasion. He got a track record of getting niggas out of there. Majority of his fights before the six, all of them ain't just knockouts. Majority high KO ratio, but some of them are stoppages as well. How is he getting these stoppages on these fighters? So when I look at the IQ, the shot placement, considering all of that type of shit, like I said, I feel like I'm looking at a Lamborghini. You know what I'm saying? But I agree with you though. 2 Cents. I don't want to fall in the narrative of sleeping on Xander or thinking Xander whoop the whoop. But I think what makes him, what kind of, for me, make me consider him is like you said, is he does have better foot movement than a lot of other fighters. You know what I'm saying? I felt like that about Jermaine Ortiz too, but he started slacking. I don't know what the fuck Jermaine Ortiz. I don't know. Maybe it's the money, y'all. I don't know. Yeah, Boots versus Xander. 2 Cents say, I think these niggas sleeping on Xander a little bit. I think Boots beat Xander, but I do think it will be competitive stylistically. Mm-hmm. I could see that. I think probably, I think, I don't know. I'm just saying, like, and I might, you know, I might be doing too much, but I give him six. I give him 6 rounds. If it do go later than that, because he's still young, you know what I mean, preserve him. I take a little extra cash on the back end, you know. I think this is the time where we see Boots get back on getting niggas out of there 6 rounds. You niggas done tried to hold y'all, you know what I'm saying, hold me out, play the politics, the same way they did Bud. That's why I ain't mad at Bud. Bud came and cleaned house. You know what I'm saying? And did what he had to do. And he started when he got that fucking WBO belt at 147. When he made the decision to go that route, and I seen it with Boots. When Boots tried to shift and go IBF route to become mandatory, like I feel like that's smart. I feel like them holding out on Boots right now, is only like I say, you know, it's only going man 28. He gonna be good. He a gym rat. We know he's still in the gym. He ain't battered and beat up. He ain't out this motherfucker fighting 3-4 times a year. Even though we would love to see niggas get their ass kicked by Boots 3 to 4 times a year. So I'm more worried for the other motherfucker in the other corner because it's like nigga, I've been waiting to eat, and we know he gonna show improve. So we ain't even gotta consider that no more. Oh, well, he ain't, you know, like, you know, I ain't going for the old inactivity shit. You know what I'm saying? Like the talent is there. It's there, bro. I'm mad that I predicted this nigga being pound for pound damn near 2-3 years ago, and it ain't happened because niggas don't want to fight. That's what the fuck I'm mad about. What two? My brother Clip say, great fight. The Black Philly fighter versus the undefeated PR Puerto Rican guy is Hopkins versus Trinidad. Oh, yeah, that's deep. It's gonna have the same result too. Philly by KO. That's how it's gonna sound when Xander get. I'm on that. I'm on that same shit clip. Stick to the body and zap his legs and cook him. And Boots is an animal to the body, y'all. That's why I was saying, like, you get caught up in the knockouts, but I done seen the man take a shot to give that bitch. Like I say, he got a Mexican chin, man, and a nigga body. All they want to stand there and bang with him shit is a recipe for disaster. He told niggas that was good. That's a tailor-made fight. Now, that's one thing to hear niggas say that, but every time he done said that shit, he done delivered. You know what I mean? But if Xander go in there and utilize his footwork, like how Two Cent said, and play the Karen, he go to the Karen route, then I could see him maybe it may go further than what I'm thinking. I'm not no fucking guru, but it could. But really, and if I think your account's bringing a little extra cash to not knock him out, but I just don't see it, man. I don't see it. I don't see it, and I feel like that. I question. I only stand like that too because when niggas was saying this shit was standing on this, or for the most part, any fighter that niggas after carrying that boots so far. You know what I'm saying? We was considering the skill sets of other niggas. And it's just like, man, these niggas get in there and don't do none of that shit when they go in there. Which is why I said he needed to fight Bud. But motherfuckers thought I was tripping. I'm asking for too much. I want to see another nigga who gonna want to get you. If you hit me just as hard as you hit me, nigga, I'm hitting you back. That's who Boots need to fight. Or whoever that is. It ain't Baby Cuz from the looks of it. So I don't know. Who the fuck is it? That's why I said I want to boot Bud Boots. I'm just saying. Boots 16. Ooh, shit. Could say Boots 16. Okay. I said something similar, distance decisive, 8-4 or late stoppage. That's what Chiefs said. I definitely think gonna be some fill out rounds. Yeah, I can see that too. But who knows? What if Boots going there like, man, I'm getting niggas out of it. Like, I'm tired of playing with niggas. Let's get the next. Because he need to. Man, if Boots go in there the next fight and get a nigga ass out of there on some Lima shit, especially let it be one of these niggas with a name. Now paper. Now We finna go HBO. We finna go back HBO time. We now these fights gotta fucking happen. Maybe Devin Haney will shut the fuck up for a little bit. We only speculating this shit because niggas' favorite fighters at 154 ain't talking about man. He fuck around going there and do what he just did to Lima because you now let's not forget now. They said who Lima was. Oh, he needed a tune up. As if Bud ain't do the same shit when he went and fought Madrimov. Niggas act like Madrimov was fucking like come on man. You know what I'm saying? So boom, he get Lima. They saying Lima, we got him out of the first round. Niggas was giving Lima in the 7th, 8th round. Lima fought at a higher weight division. I wasn't shocked by the first round. You know why? Because I've been had understanding that this niggas don't last long with this nigga in the ring for whatever reason. We didn't start seeing it to Karen 2 times and Billy. Then you seen it what? He got Avanesian out of there in 5. Boots got him. I mean, Bud got him out in 6. He got Stanionis out of there in 6. His body's still in great condition. I mean, I don't know. Mm-hmm. I don't know. Susan said, I definitely think. But the far as the fill out rounds, though, what you said in that, I definitely think that I think that may be a part of that for sure. So I gotta consider that some fill out rounds.
Flip say, those are my two favorite fighters at 154. I fuck with Xander now. It sounded like people already making excuses though, saying he young and shit. I'm telling you, that's why I said if man, and you know, he should just win. He should have won that shit, unified. Put my name in the little history books. I'm going to 160. These other niggas moving up and they selected politicking on who they want to question on moving up, who shouldn't. Let me just slide up real quick. Like, see, Barua Boss got his ass whooping. He out the mix. Ain't nobody putting no pressure on Barua Boss. Now, what if Barua Boss would have beat Xander? Let's just say he would have beat Xander, right? You know what I'm saying? We'll have a whole different narrative of this shit going on. You know what I mean? So, but I definitely like Xander style for sure. So I agree with you on that though, Cliff. But those are my two favorite fighters at 154. I fuck with Xander now. Sound like people already making excuses, saying he young. Mm. Two Cents say he def not coming on no Stanley Otis shit. this, this nigga Two Cents. He def trying to prolong the fight best he can. Yeah, that's why I say realistically, I was Mr. Shonda was saying that she wanted to see the fight earlier. And I was saying I don't think that it's gonna happen, man. I don't think it's gonna happen, man. But I wouldn't be against it though. I wouldn't be against it, but I don't think it's gonna happen, man. Susan said Alexander Baylor on the back foot. He not gonna allow himself to walk down and leave. Yeah, man, you gonna have to go. Karen gave niggas a blueprint. Karen gave niggas a blueprint. You know what I'm saying? But now I don't know how often Boots watches go back and look at that shit to remind himself of not to allow that shit to happen again. You know what I'm saying? But if you got a motherfucker in there who could do what Karen did and still have somewhat of that level of maybe a Xander skill set, that's where I could see. Okay, I'm wrong, and maybe it will go later rounds, maybe longer rounds than I said. I said to six. I'm just keeping it real. You know what I'm saying? I gave Devin Haney versus Boots 4, and I thought I was being nice on that, but motherfuckers make it seem like I don't know. Like I'm just this shit, but I'm like all I can do is go off the rap sheet and I ain't making this shit up. This the rap sheet. Niggas go with the rap sheet on other niggas when they go want to go with it. All I'm saying is this is what Brett has been delivering as a product of boxing. This is what's been being delivered. The quality of boxing, consistently. Why we can't consider that shit? Oh, now it's what fighters show up fight night. Okay, I don't know. Could say I gave Lima 4-6. I felt like Lima wasn't gonna go past the third. And I think I was telling niggas on Greg shit. And it wasn't because I knew too much about Lima. I didn't. But when I wasn't seeing, I think I watched two fights on Lima. I was like, oh, this nigga not going three. When I seen Boots get and I'll be bringing this fight up often, but that Castillo Clayton, that lipping next, but really Castillo Clayton, because like once again, you don't get to see too many black fights as all fights, black fights, fight each other as often to the level of eliteness that we be wanting to see. I'm not saying that Castillo Clayton was elite, but he looked like he was kind of his stature was pretty decent in there. You know what I'm saying? He looked like he was bigger than Boots to me at that time. I don't know. I could be wrong. It's been a while since I watched it, but the way he did him, I was like, God damn, he beat the living shit though out of Lippin Nets during COVID. I'm like, man, I do not deserve to see a nigga get his ass whooped this good in a ring full of nobody. It wasn't nobody in the fucking crowd. Could you imagine getting your ass whooped in silence like that, man? That nigga put combinations all over Lippin Nets, dog. I'm just saying. Sensei, nah, Boots land some hot shit, he can hurt. And that's what I'm saying. That shit can happen early. That can happen early with a fighter like Boots, man. You can get hurt early. The fill out rounds, if he go to fill out rounds first and patience and see the Karen to me fight was a very significant fight, the first one with Boots, because it showcased he can go 12 rounds, but we know he got a track record. So where they questioning if he can go 12 rounds because he don't be going past the six. So being that he's past that shit and it all don't work in his favor, it's like it's up to him now. Do you want to go the distance, Boots, or do you want to get this nigga out of here? You know what I'm saying? And what could throw a wrench in there is the other person that he's standing on in the opposite corner, depending on what they skill sets and they willpower is. So that's to be considered. But all it takes is one shot, man. You know what I mean? And we can see some hot shit. Damn, this beat up came over. What the fuck? I ain't gonna get you out of here like that, but I can't go out bad on camera, man. TMZ be watching this shit. I got a video of us talking that Boost versus Devin shit today. I was editing when I peeped you was live. Stay tuned. Oh yeah, facts, facts. Hell yeah, Clip. I was just telling Miss Rashonda. She said she said Greg was going in on Keyshawn earlier. Not today. I guess yesterday. She was telling me I gotta check it out. I seen his shit earlier, but I didn't get to check that one out. So yeah, I'm gonna definitely do my little content run when I get off of here and tap in, man, because I definitely be looking forward to that shit. And I appreciate you, bro, for definitely putting me on the platform and allow my voice to be heard. You know what I'm saying, amongst your demographic and shit. And I'm gonna start taking some of that shit and cycling it in, funneling it in on mine and shit too, because I wanna help introduce the world into some of my bros. You know what I'm saying? Different outputs. Cause there's some niggas who need some. They need this food, man. They need this shit. You know what I mean? They need to hear some brothers who really, what I'm saying, thinking like them and share the same sentiments and maybe gauge in the sport. Or if they ain't, what I'm saying, they got some other shit that how they see it. They like, okay, damn, I ain't thinking of it like that. So, what I'm saying, just good shit. But hell yeah, man, I've been loving the videos and shit that you've been dropping this shit too. Greg, I see Greg been cooking and shit too lately. So he definitely had a live. I had to comment on that shit when we was on the live. I'm like, damn, he was on this bitch cooking like the old days. He was like, he woke up and like, fuck this shit today, man. Fuck it. You know what I'm saying? So we appreciate them type of lives for sure. So yeah, I'm gonna definitely check that out though, cause 268 say don't get it twisted. I 1000% don't think Xander could beat Boots. All I'm saying is more competitive fight. Yeah, and that's why I fuck with you, sis, because you always be fair. You know what I'm saying? You fair. And you really assessing this shit. You know what I mean? That's what a lot of niggas don't know on the back end about 2 cents. 2 cents definitely uh maybe we be chopping it up and he give me his opinion on certain shit far as when it comes to boxing, and just even outside of that, but just with the shit, I'm like, okay, yeah. So, and and two cents just a constant reminder of just don't jump off too quick to downplay a motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, so shout out to 2 cents on that. But he definitely gonna call it for what he be saying. So, and most of my brothers is, man. I got some brothers, man. Empty the clip 2 cents, Tago. You know what I'm saying? You got Greg, Mill, Bang. You know what I'm saying? Brothers who they assassins with this shit, man. Shout out to Miss Rashawn. You got Lady J. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the sisters, man. You know, I love to see the sisters when they come in and they drop their 2 cents, man. You know what I mean? Shout out to my boy 2 cents. You know what I mean? Shout out to say getting his ass whooped in silence. Man, he was man, bruh. If you just get bored and you ain't got shit, it's 555, y'all. We seen 222 earlier, man. We got 5 likes in the chat. Hey, man, the numbers just be, what I mean? It must be the phone. Look, the phone line must be going hot. You know what I'm saying? Fuck it. What that girl Shotty say? Man, hit me with the money, man. Just hit me with the money, child, man. We ain't doing all our Kelly shit. Just hit me with the money, child. But yeah, that nigga, if you ever get bored, man, that nigga Boots beat the fuck out of Lupin dog. This shit, man. I tell you the truth, I think Abdullah Mason watches Boots. They got a very similar style. Abdullah Mason a killer too. Just take his time. Man, he gonna grow when he grow into his body. Oh my fucking god. Like I said earlier, I want to see. Well, not right now. I definitely don't think he can fuck with Eddie Cruz, but man, it'd be a good fight. It'd be a good fight. Well, I don't know. That'd be a good ass fight though. Him and Andy Cruz, but it might be a little bit too early for him. It might be a little too early. Two sis say G just gave bro a little halftime speech. Yeah, I heard G was cooking him, man. I said, damn. Yeah, the word going around. So, but I'm sure it's well warranted. You know what I mean? Like from what I heard Mr. Shonda say that he was saying, he ain't, and it's crazy 'cause I was just working out earlier and I was listening to Keyshawn and Abdullah. And I'm just like that, all that big bro shit. I don't like that shit either. You know what I'm saying? Like respect this young brother, man. Like, you need to be preparing yourself, cause nigga Abdullah ain't Abdullah is excelling for his age and accomplishing, and he on the right path. And, I don't think it's rushed. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just glad to see him not dealing with no too much of the politics. And he carries himself like Two Cent said earlier, very poised brother. And you know what I mean? He gives me he gives me more of a disciplined fighter than Keyshawn is. Unless Keyshawn just playing like he ain't. Who fucking knows? Him and Ron Garcia on the Ripley's Believe It or Not tour, so I don't know. What could I say? Abdullah, one of the only young niggas. Boots said he tunes in to. He peeps the similarities for sure. Abdullah gonna be a problem. That's what I'm saying, bro. Like you really, when Boots wasn't fighting, and I was seeing Abdullah, I was still good. Man, it's a certain style that them brothers bring, man, that the sport need right now. I feel the same way about Floyd. When James Tony was doing this thing, definitely Roy Jones. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I can't. I mean, do I gotta mention Mike? You know what I'm saying? But you know, I see it. Even down to like how them niggas style be looking in the ring, and just even down to some of the drip be looking the same similar. So I mean, which it ain't nothing wrong with that. Like niggas should be looking up the boots anyway. Cause nigga, you the only one really out. I mean, for the niggas, in my opinion, that ain't really questionable. You know what I'm saying? But everybody got questions for 'em. They questioning the real. You know what I'm saying? But all this fuckery going on, and niggas got a million and one excuses for the fucking. You know what I'm saying? You know? Clip say G said the best Keyshawn has picks. That's what Rashonda was saying. He was saying earlier too. I can tell a lot of motherfuckers never been outside because they love the energy from him. That can tell he on. But shit, for real. That's why I be alone, motherfuckers. Yeah, 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 yeah. And I think he's exploiting himself. He thinking he exploiting the business, but through the finances of that streaming shit, but he really exploiting himself because all it's gonna take for him to get on that bitch and say something. He's short. I already said earlier, clip. He's short, but short. You know what I'm saying? Like the short bus don't come through the neighborhood no more. They blending everybody in. So what I mean? He drink booze from time to time. He wake up and kiss the bottle. You know what I'm saying? He supposed to kiss your shorty. He wake up French kissing the bottle. You know what I'm saying? He hitting the weed. He ain't getting it from me. You know what I'm saying? So you know. He letting us know. So for people, but you still have yet niggas excuse or make excuses for this shit. But then niggas will man, I'll walk down Boot's career and niggas can't do nothing but got a million and one questions. We had a nigga get on G or was that G shit the other day? Little young nigga, they had to you clip. I think you had to boot that nigga out or somebody did. It was like, yo, like niggas couldn't. Nigga was, I mean, coming in hot. Can't wait. You don't know if he throwing salt or right. You know what I'm saying? But if you go off the statistics, and I'm not even a statistic nigga, but if you go off the eye test, if you say fuck the eye test and say, because they questioning what the eye see on some Ray Charles shit. But if you just go off do your research, how can you dispute the shit? But y'all are making so yeah, it's definitely selective politics, man. Shout out to you, Clifton, for bringing that up. Shout out to G. And Mr. Shaman, he definitely was speaking to that shit earlier too. Two Cents say Abdullah already a problem. Watch that power uppercut jump out the gym. Yeah, man, I'm man. And his shit like That's why I feel like him and Boots is gonna be good. Like it's like they just got a marination process going on. And the longer these niggas marinate, man, it's gonna just be more dangerous for whoever in the corner. Trust. Because neither one, both of them have passed the test of, when Tank was telling Frank Martin, oh, what's that Frank Martin? Who the fuck was that? He was, Rolly. He was telling Rolly. He might have told Frank Martin this shit too. But he was like, when you get to underneath them lights, I think the fight for them for Boots was what? Karen? Not necessarily that Karen told him that, but that was like one of them, I'm going to arena type shit. Like I'm growing, I'm getting Abdullah done already got that shit out the way. You know what I'm saying? And he got a belt. Boost done already got that shit out the way. Boost done plenty of, you know what I'm saying? Niggas is talking about Virgil Ortiz, and what the fuck has Virgil done? Can anybody tell me? This is why I fall back. And you know what I'm saying? And I respect my brothers and them having their lives and their panels and having the required patience to listen to a lot of this bullshit. I'm like Tango. I can't do it. I can because I'm gonna do it because I respect my brothers and I'm gonna support them. And but man, oh my, I ain't with that shit. We ain't in times. We can't afford in a time where they talking about it's a war going on outside. No man is safe from. You know what I'm saying? And we can't afford to be up here bullshitting and boxing, man. You can't be. We can't be at the gas station getting weed from niggas at the gas station in 2026. We can't be letting niggas put this shit in the 3-5 bag because niggas used to put it in the sandwich bag and now niggas dropping the booth. They dropping the booth pack off in the 3-5 bag and you done bought it because you thought it was Zah and he done sealed it up and you fill the tab back and it's Reggie Miller. You know what I'm saying? Like we can't be getting done like this no more, man. Why are we still getting done like this? Like, man, I ain't going for the shit. You could never just sell me bullshit. I'm sorry. There ain't that much goddamn understanding for the bullshit. Could say nut shit, nut ass, auto trying to fix my words. But yeah, I got what you was saying though. We it's a spirit game. We one and the same. What Tusa said, I think the weight cut been affecting his power last two fights. Once that part balance out, Mason punching those shit. See, to me, Mason IQ is crazy for his age. The fact that he's accomplished what he's accomplished and he's young and he's been able to obtain the experience, which is what Keyshawn is trying to downplay him on. But as time tells, he better be careful with what the fuck he doing and saying and how he's showcasing himself and interacting with this young brother. Because this is a young brother you're gonna have, nigga. You ain't Bud 10 years older than this nigga. And I'm saying Bud and Boots, nigga. You ain't too far away from this man. So like, yeah, nigga, you better be careful, cause I don't see Keyshawn fatigued in fights too, or just not on the better end of the shit he was talking. He was talking the other shit against Albright. Didn't work in his favor. I forgot the Mexican. It was a Mexican he had fought too, but I ain't gonna go down that shit. Then I ain't even get into him not fight De Los Santos, cause that'll just be too fucking easy. Man. Any nigga with a brain gonna be able to pick you apart on that shit. You know what I'm saying? But Abdullah Mason, to obtain an advance and the biggest thing that I respect about Abdullah and that where I was like this, and I was fucking with him before then. Just this style, he in that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? If he was a little bit more flashy, it'll be over with. You know what I'm saying? But he don't gotta be. He Abdullah is who he is, and I love it. But what made me was like, you know what? This young nigga, he done passed the test. When he got dropped in that, who the fuck he fought? He fought son that had the crazy Garcia. Was that Garcia? Somebody I don't know who the fuck. But when he got dropped, I think he got what dropped like 2 times. Was it three? 2 or 3 times? Somebody correct me. But the nigga got up. He was in a firefight and he experienced that shit early and came out victorious. Now we can analyze how he got there, what he should have did to prevent it, but he was there. He got up, and it was like, nigga, you dropped me, bro. Yeah, he showed me got dog in him. Cause before, he was putting hot shit on the motherfuckers, and it was just like, all right, niggas was questioning the level of his competition. He got hit and got up, got hit again, got up, and won. You know what I'm saying? I knew then. I said, yeah, he on another level. You know what I'm saying? For him to be that young. Then when you look at the background, he got his father in his corner. He come from a boxing background. A lot of boxers that have been successful got family that's in the sport that's educated. You know what I'm saying? Experience. So consider that. That's why I don't think Keyshawn should be playing with something like that because it ain't like you just dealing with a young fighter that's just a young fighter that's by itself, like how we see a Rolly or somebody like that. Man, this man got people that got his best interest. That's gonna take the time out to try to fill in whatever, what I'm saying, that he may be missing. So he got the willpower to win. And I love that about him. Clip say, yeah, I got his little ass off the chat. No respect. Came in disrespecting all of my house. Yes, man. Don't be whooping enough ass. Man, they jumped the parenting off this bitch clip. We in Atlanta. They got Hellcats and SRTs and shit out of this motherfucker. Yeah, man. Nigga might be at a shite ass right now, hanging out the window. But yeah, man. Yeah, man. Yeah, you know what? They whooped. Man, they jumped the parents and these motherfucking kids soft as a bitch. And a lot, and some of this generation of the Keyshawn generation and now is who I'm talking about. That's why you're seeing a lot of this shit going on. They came from that gentle parenting and understanding how retarded the motherfuckers can be. We didn't treat our retarded family members like they were slow. They still got ass whoopings and all kind of shit right along with us, unless they just really just had a disability. I'm talking about handicap type shit. But if you act like you got somewhat some sense, or you can do wrong, man, we getting your ass whooped. So you right though, cause these niggas need to get chastised a little bit more on these panels. They need to I'm all for people having a voice, but I don't feel like everybody should be heard. You know what I'm saying? But that's the times we living in. You don't see a million niggas at the podium. There's certain niggas that need to be elected and qualified to speak on certain shit. But everybody can have a YouTube and everybody got a voice, But I ain't with that shit. In my world, that shit don't exist. I don't watch everybody, I don't listen to everybody. You know what I'm saying? So and I'm gonna stay like that. 'Cause I've been crashed out on some of these niggas, man. So if you ever see me on my guys panel and I ain't probably saying nothing, it's probably in the best betterment. It's just out of respect for their platform and what they building. Man, I don't know. Yeah, these niggas be tripping. I be on the same type of time you was on with that shit. That's why I keep my panels real small. It be guys in the back. I just don't let them on the stage on my shoulder. I carry my shit certain. And yeah, and I respect that, bro, because you know what I'm saying? And I respect how everybody got their own way of how they do their shit. You know what I'm saying? You got to be able to gauge some of the nutty shit that's going on out here. But we don't ever, that shit just got to be, it got to be a balance. It got to be a balance. Some niggas gonna come through nutty as hell, but they gonna add to the entertainment aspect. Okay, cool. But I mean, I don't know, man. Sometimes that shit just be, when it comes to, that's why I was telling Tago earlier. I'm like, man, I gotta really get with you, bro, and link up with you, cause it be certain shit Tago be saying. A lot of y'all, bro, it be y'all be cooking it, and not that I just want to be me and y'all talking, but I be wanting to really. I'm like, damn, bro, just said some shit like to something. I'm like, oh, and then it's like a light bulb off, but then it'd be too much going on, and it'd be too much of niggas trying to be right. So I just be like, man, shit. You know what I mean? So that's the beautiful part, though. You can always connect on the back end. You know what I'm saying? And come together and, like you say, curate shit. You know what I mean? So for me, realistically, it's more content. For me, it ain't about me coming on nobody's platform and being right at this point. You know what I'm saying? It's more of me coming to support and making sure the brothers can get the content. You know what I'm saying? Because niggas ain't just doing this shit. I mean, we do it because we enjoy it, but we should be able to monetize this shit too, man. You know what I'm saying? Pay some bills, shit. You know what I mean? Or, grow, evolve, get the education out there, most important. You know what I mean? So, I ain't trying to be uh right. And then, I don't even like going back and I don't mind cursing a nigga ass out and giving a nigga reality shit. Cause like you say, niggas be needing the chastise. I do this shit in real life, but man, I don't be wanting niggas to go back and when they type in carbon 12, they got me crashing out on the nigga because you know what I'm saying? Like I got way more to offer than the kicking ass. That shit come with the territory. That shit easy, man. I want to, I want to touch with the, what I mean, I want to build with the people and what I mean? Shake hands and kiss baby. You know what I mean? I don't know no pedo shit. I'm just saying, some politician, bro. You know what I mean? We want to grow. You know what I'm saying? We want to grow. So, I ain't trying to argue with niggas who done been countless amount of time wrong on shit, man. Like, I'm trying to hear what niggas is saying. This the formula. We in a lab now. You know what I'm saying? But you can't be in a laboratory with everybody. You know what I'm saying? You can't let everybody see the Mondo burger sauce. You know what I'm saying? Or what the fuck that shit was Keenan and Kel had. You can't let everybody get the sauce. You know? Or just get up with that stupid ass shit, man. That stupid ass, ignorant ass, low frequency mentality that just shift the whole vibe of a dialogue, bro. So but it come with territory too. So we here, man. You know what I mean? What I'm trying to say the same way the same way Mason got caught with shot, Keyshawn can get caught too. But and that's what they not considering, Miss Rashonda. That's what they not considering. We haven't seen. Well, I ain't gonna say that because Wu was to me. Wu boxed beautifully against that. No, I was gonna say I do. Keyshawn. You know what? I'm gonna go back and watch that fight. I'm gonna go back and watch that fight because that shit lives with me because I remember watching that fight on my laptop. Um, I don't even think I was coming on live too much like that, like and not nowhere as near as I'm coming on now. And it was some of, I felt like Albright was an underdog, so and it was just something about him. I wasn't really too familiar with him at the time, but it was just something about him that made me and how kind of Keyshawn personality at that time. I wasn't fucking with it. I'm like, man, it's something about this kid, Auburn. And when he fought him, I said, oh shit. I felt then, I thought that was gonna be what Keyshawn was gonna be. Well, it kind of did grounded him. It humbled him a little bit. But then he got right back into short bus short. You know what I'm saying? Football helmet to the back. He licking the window and shit, kissing a bottle, rolling up weed, trying to fit in with us and shit. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I mean? But we ain't riding the short bus, Keisha. We ain't on that. So, but you right though. You right. And that's why I was saying with Xander. As Xander fought fighter of the level Boots. Yeah, he unified. He the youngest unified motherfucker at 154, but I ain't seen. He should have got a stoppage in that fight against Barua Boss. If he would have done that, we probably would be hearing Sander and Boots more. Which probably worked in this fight. I don't know. Mhm. I ain't trying to get back on Boots right now. What was he said? Yeah, he got dropped. So, damn, I only seen the one time he got dropped. Listen, 100. I remember I told one boy on live, you're not even qualified to talk to me. I forgot what he said, but that shit. Yeah, nah, you was for the cook. You was for the cook a nigga on one of them lives on G Live. I'm gonna be on probably for about 10 more minutes, y'all, cause I got this money on the floor. But bro, I hate when this shit happens, cause when it be I have slow days, but I never know. But I be just happy to see y'all, man. I be wanting to fellowship with my people. I was gonna go on and do my Christian shit, but I was like, nah, I want to talk a little boxing right now. I want, what I'm saying? I want to, what I mean? And I gotta keep my eye on a little bit. So I'm trying to do my best, man. The clip and 2 Cent. Y'all the reason, man. Y'all the reason when I be want to say fuck this shit and get high, get geeked up, run these streets. I say, man, let me. You know what I'm saying? And Miss Rashonda too, because I love women. So, you know what I'm saying? I love the dialogue with the sisters. You know what I'm saying? Especially in the sport of boxing. So when now that I got me a woman in the mix, you know what I'm saying? We got Jazzy B too now. Don't get it fucked up, because Jazzy B be watching the film with me and all this type of shit. But you know what I'm saying? When we got that type of, you know what I mean? So I feel like I'm moving in the right direction, man. They ain't gotta worry about numbers in this motherfucker. 'Cause trust me, I'm a superstar, dog. This bitch will be packed, and we might be talking about boxing in this bitch and some real life shit, like kind of how we was talking about business earlier. You know what I'm saying? So I know how to, I know how to entertain the crowd. I just don't be having time for the bullshit. You know what I'm saying? You know, or fucking up nobody else's platform. So that's why I be trying to, you know what I mean? So, but it is what it is. I'm gonna be me. It is what it is. What you just said? We all know we be capping these chats and panels. Remember, not facts, facts, man. We do though, man. You know, it's no shade, but it is what it is, man. You know what people gotta realize is, and this don't. I'm not excluded from this shit. This is all public information. Just as sure as I get up on this bitch and say something about a motherfucker, whether it be on a panel or about an actual boxer, I usually don't even entertain niggas on panels for real. But cause and not cause I think I'm better. They only let me validate that when they get to running their mouth and open their mouth and talk. Sometimes the most dangerous, what I learned from being social with people, you know what I'm saying, especially on the internet. Sometimes the most dangerous motherfucker, well, most times, not sometimes, most times, the most dangerous motherfucker in the room is the one that ain't saying shit. Because you can really sit back and assess everything that's being said. And I find myself, that's why I say I be like to get in my bag and get in the bleachers with 2 Cent, and Clip, because Clip don't be itching to get on motherfuckers' families either like that. But he will. I be wanting him to get on that bitch and cook. But you was finna cook somebody ass on Greg, shit, man. Uh, and they got in there. It was like too many fuckers was just trying. I said, I was ready. I was ready to I'm like, yo, cause I rode with some assassins. So when the lane cleared for him, shit, I'm like, it's time to somebody finna get fucked up, and it ain't gonna be my homie. So I was definitely ready for you to cook the nigga, but they saved him for real, for real. That's what they don't know. You know what I mean? Niggas be and niggas. I'm like, damn. If you even knew you was talking to bro, if you knew who you was talking to, you wouldn't even. It ain't about disagreeing with a nigga. It's about how you doing it. You can disagree, but how you doing it is like fucked up. You know what I'm saying? Let's get into the conversation. You know what I'm saying? And if you really knew you was dealing with a fucking mad scientist, you probably wouldn't even go that route. You know what I'm saying? You just go a different route. Oh, you might want to build with the brother. But you can't even do that a lot of times on these platforms. These niggas be acting so goddamn nutty. They be forgetting that it be sisters watching this shit. Look at a lot of y'all be looking corny as hell in front of these sisters, saying dumbass shit. You know what I'm saying? On this, you know what I mean? Like, oh, pause there, bro. Man, get the fuck out. I'm grown as shit. I ain't pause. You leave your girl around me and to let her tell you if I'm gay. Man, get the fuck out of here. I ain't got to pause shit, nigga. I'm grown as fuck. Nigga, ain't nothing about my energy giving you 8 pound bag of sugar, fruit cup. Ain't nothing about it. So, but that type of environments, I don't even be wanting to engage in really like that. Cause come on, bro. Like, we not, man, we on here talking about boxing. Where the fuck are you all thinking the nigga saying some gay shit? You know? So maturity levels be at a different level, you know what I'm saying? And I kid you not, I came up, I was 10, 11 years old, hanging around 40, 50-year olds talking about boxing. I swear to y'all, I'm not lying. And I wasn't talking to them motherfuckers. I was listening. I listened. I soaked up the game. I went and looked into who they was talking about. Like, who is this? Because they was going back and forth with each other back then. You know how the shit be at the barbecues. You know, your people's pull up and they get to talking sports and shit like that. And they would let me be one of the young niggas around them because I wasn't inserting myself into grown folks' conversation. I was listening to them talk about who their favorites was and what they liked about this fighter, what they didn't like, who was the real deal, who wasn't. And then, of course, I did my own assessment. Built my own way of how I analyze the game of boxing, the sport of boxing. You know what I'm saying? It's like these new motherfuckers skip that level of being around the barbecue and listening to your OGs talk and hearing them go back and forth. They don't even know how to engage or insert themselves into the dialogue. This should be weird. You know what I'm saying? Listening is a lost art. Everyone want to be heard now. Yeah, man. But it's only one podium. Just like only when you got your over your chat, it's only so many slots that can get filled with motherfuckers in them. You can't have everybody. Everybody should have an opinion. That's your natural birthright. I don't think everybody's opinion should be heard. I don't think everybody's opinion should be valued. That's just me though. You save a lot of time when you accept that type of shit. When you accept that everybody's opinion should be heard, it doesn't have value, you save yourself a lot of time. That is practicing self preservation. Like I said, I don't catch everything on social media as far as with this boxing shit, and I don't even be mad no more because it just be like, I'm preserving my goddamn gigabytes. Me and Two Cents was talking about this shit the other day. We was saying how niggas don't watch so much sports. I'm damn near putting uh I'm look fucking Michael Miller. Shit, I'm putting Michael Jordan name with Reggie Miller last name. Like it's so much nigga shit. Like my shit glitching. And you know what I'm saying? Not to mention they open the lane for the media bullshit. Some of this the AI shit, the shit ain't true, it is true. I'm like, oh my god. It was already enough to try to keep up. Now they just got bullshit out this motherfucker. So, and you gotta be able to have the intuition and the intuitiveness to be able to discern what the fuck you reading or what you hear. Or maybe you shouldn't even be getting introduced to the shit, period. Like, just like budget. Like, maybe it's good I ain't hear that shit. You know what I'm saying? Because it's some bullshit anyway. So it's just, I don't know. It's interesting, man. Sport is interesting. I think if the sport was operating how it should be, then maybe these fans, but maybe it's the fans. Maybe the fans got more say so in the sport of boxing than we are counting. And maybe not in the ways that it should be, as far as the fights, but when it comes to, it seems that it does matter when you hear I be hearing Shakur Stevenson. I love Shakur. He's from the bricks too. But Shakur be responding to certain shit that I'm just like, what the fuck? Why would you even be giving a fuck? Man, they be regular. I heard Shakur going back and forth with some niggas on Clubhouse. I'm like, how the fuck is you on Clubhouse? I mean, that's cool too. That's dope. It's a different demographic. Maybe he was on there. Somebody, wanted to, create that pathway for him to come and get introduced to that platform. I don't fucking know. But maybe somebody trying to build up. I don't know. But I'm like, come on, bro. Like, these niggas, you hear what they saying. You know they don't know what the fuck they talking about. Why even get out your body? Or unless you finna just correct this nigga in some way where it's just like, damn, you made content out of that nigga ass on some shit where you educated him though. You know what I mean? Like, we got, oh, it's just interesting to see. So hopefully these motherfuckers, man, we talked about some different things on this motherfucker. I ain't gonna hold y'all too much longer. Um, but we gonna see how this shit go. I definitely think Keyshawn out his fucking mind. Um, for talking. Well, I ain't gonna say disrespected Abdullah, but just leave that bro. Leave bro alone. They just respect what he doing. You know what I'm saying? I think it'll benefit Keyshawn if he was to consider that a little bit more. Or if you're gonna be on the shit talking, then fight the man. Fight the man, set it up, make it happen. I'm just to the point now where I don't even want to hear the shit talking unless you gonna make it happen. Or unless you just being clear that it's entertainment. It's just clearly for entertainment purposes. Niggas like to get together and we talk shit to each other. Like we at the barbershop or something. All right. But other than that, don't you know what I'm saying? Feed it to the narrative. It's gonna happen to have niggas out here wait 4 or 5 years to see shit happen. When in all actuality, you niggas should be fighting way more. You know what I'm saying? But that's okay, cause give me some time. I'm gonna start rewinding the timeline and bringing shit on my platform that has certain little shit that I'm gonna be start implementing, and we gonna be able to at some point question if the quality of boxing is truly better. Are there better fighters in this time compared to previous time? Not to put them against each other in a sense, but to see and really put the highlight on the sport of boxing and these fighters to see if they are actually delivering or if they are actually worthy of what they're asking for when they are asking for millions and I need this and I should be getting this and my career not this because of this and that and the third. Like we could properly evaluate this shit. So you know what I'm saying? I'm still figuring out how I'm gonna lay my flag into this boxing shit. But when I do, trust, my people gonna be there that was with me from day one, and we gonna benefit from this shit, and we gonna be able to decode what the fuck going on with the sport, man. We already doing it now, but you know what I'm saying on a higher scale. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna contribute and do my part. I got my other brothers, man, such as Empty Clip, he doing his thing, Tago, uh, Greg, Bill. You know what I'm saying? We got Bane. Shout out to Two Six. You know what I'm saying? Mr. Shonda. Uh, yeah, man. Everybody who I do know, as far as that I fuck with for sure, for sure. I'm probably leaving some names out too. But you know, I can only speak to who be fucking with me for real, for real. You ain't fucking with me like that. I can't. I'm not gonna keep shouting out niggas' names and showing support the niggas who ain't really fucking with me like that. It ain't personal and it ain't even business. We ain't doing no business. And it ain't personal because it ain't slowing down nothing I got. But you know what I'm saying? I'm a person for real. Like I got a voice outside of boxing and I'm gonna have a voice when I'm in boxing. You know what I'm saying? Because I come with pure intention. So, you know, I'm gonna continue to give my people who supporting me and taking chances with me. So, as far as with taking time out day to contribute to hitting the like button or comment or anything that I got going on. You know what I'm saying? I'm reciprocating that love and genuineness back to them. So, and all my brothers and sisters is well deserving of the position that they're in right now and where they're gonna be going in the time to come, in the days to come. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm excited to continue to see it. You know what I mean? We've been on for a good little minute. You know what I mean? Once again, it's Carbon 12, man. Diego, man. Carbon 12 Boxing Club. You know what I'm saying? We been here. Shout out my brother Clicker. My brother Clicker was like, yeah, he know what's going on. You call me Dad, you know what's going on. So, yeah, you know what I mean? But shout out to everybody, man. Tango, my brother Two Cents, Miss Rashonda, Empty the Clip, man. Make sure y'all follow my brother Empty the Clip too on TikTok and on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? Empty the Clip for sure. Get you, you know what I'm saying, get you laced up. You know what I mean? Gonna have you right on point. You know what I'm saying? You been missing something. You know what I mean? As far as in the previous weeks or just for you might have been gone for a year or two. Man, tap in with into the clip. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you tap in with Bang. You know what I mean? All the brothers, you know what I'm saying, that's doing their thing, the sisters that's out here holding down the sport of boxing. You know what I'm saying? Giving food for thought, real edification. We appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? We can continue to grow. Until next time, man. Carpet 12 Boxing Club. This was a random live, and you know what I'm saying? It is what it is. Until next time, man, you know, yeah, this motherfucker.